I should get a nose ring thing like Ivy. That would make you so hot. No.
That would actually look ridiculous on Charlie. Like, you put any sort of piercing on Charlie's face and just...
Any sort of piercing.
Any sort of piercing, there's just no way. The only thing I can imagine on you, honestly, is it's like a giant eagle tattoo on your back.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Oh, get him, 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 get him. Oh, damn it.
You stop the end of the thing? You can't!
Why did I do that? Why did I do that?
I don't know, but it was awesome.
I just gave you the win. That seemed very violent.
Oh, man.
You know, for the speed I was traveling, it almost seemed like I accelerated after being hit. And just take the prawn suit from here. What the hell was that? What the hell is that? What the hell? What happened? Hey, better. What you got? What you got? What you got? Freeze ray. And they get ejected. Boom, boom. Bop, bop, bop. Whee! Bop, bop, bop. Oh God, this is just ding. Dinner's ready. Don't shoot T2. No, don't do it, T. Topaz. Topaz, now is not the time. Now is not a good time for love. I think I'm gonna have hot wings. My wife will disagree, but you know, at the end of the day, I can spend my money and open my mouth hole and stick the hot wing in my mouth hole. All by myself. I'm a big boy now. We're going to the moon, you guys. Did you know that? Today. Today. I mean, weather pending, of course, but today we're going to the moon. Again. Just not to, you know, land on it or anything. I know if we want to maybe just feel as good as possible about each other, then fine. Yes, we're going to the moon, but really we're going around the moon. We're going to go around the moon. Do you count that? Let me get a quick poll of the world, such as it is for the people who are here. Hey, Bluesy. Are we of the agreement that going around the moon is going to the moon?
There's something like this.
We can't really ask Bluesy. He's a little biased. He's got the whole like first Canadian astronaut to go this far kind of thing happening here, okay? And then you know what you could do, you know? You know what you could do? This guy, right? This Canadian guy. What's his name? Forget his name. I actually don't know any of their names. I have not been paying attention to that. I probably should, because they're about to be immortalized and all that by being one of the very few people to go around the dark side of the moon, right? But I think I'm not. Oh my God, I'm getting attacked now. I'm not cured yet. I'm not all better yet. But we're gonna get it done. I think what he should do, the Canadian one, right, is when they're going around the moon, okay, while the Americans are looking out the window to get, you know, a good look at the place, he should push himself up against the far side of the capsule so that he is, you know, like 1.5 feet or so further away from Earth than the others. Okay, you see where I'm going with this? And then when the history books, at least for a little while anyway, when they reference who is the human being that's been the furthest away from Earth ever, it can be a Canadian. There you go. He can say, hey, I was at least 1.5 feet, 2 feet further away than those other guys were. you know, maybe everybody will get their turn being on the far end of the cap. So I doubt it really matters for anyone. And I'm not sure anyone would actually, you know, weigh the, oh, you know what? Probably need to do this. You guys can't even hear it. It's barely there. It's okay. Yeah, you can hear that. It's fine. But yeah, that's something there. Radon still get you? No. No. The flu. The flu is still a thing. I can't escape it. It's the thing. Making me cough and everything. Give me a second. Struggle is real. Super real. So my kids are on spring break, but my wife has temporarily taken them to the dentist because there's a dentist appointment. So good. I just had 5 trees right next to my house. I just had them removed this morning. People come out. I had never seen that process done before. I mean, it seems like a pretty straightforward thing. You know, you chainsaw it and it tips over and you take it away and you mulch it. I've just never seen the process. I was like, oh yeah, I know what they're gonna do. But then the machine that comes out, you know, they wheel out this little remote. It's not really a remote. You don't ride it. You're walking next to it. There's like a couple of joysticks on it, right? And you walk next to it and you bring it out there and it's the thing that grinds down the stumps. I hadn't seen that. So I was like, hey, that's cool. I'm doing like the, you know, typical guy thing where it's just like, I gotta look. I gotta watch, you know, just, yeah. Still, my kid, not interested. I was like, come on, buddy, come on, look at this. This is like something he never gets to see. Nah. Kids, man. You can't win. I don't know how to, okay. Was the tree surgeon's name Tim Burr? Son of a gun. Bab Spears here. Who let him in? Who let him in? Didn't I put out a bulletin earlier? Said no Bab Spears allowed. They're too clever for this place. How you doing, man? Tim Burr, yeah. No, I'm pretty. I mean, I know they spoke English because they took my payment. They were able to communicate to take payment from me. But pretty much, I don't think any of them spoke. Aside from the front guy that took the payment, I don't think any of them actually speaks English very well. So I couldn't understand anything when they were trying. So, but they can cut down the trees, and that's a big deal. And that's all I needed them to do was to cut down the trees. $400 to cut down 5 little trees. It's really like 4 trees. I think it's basically like $100 a tree. It's just that one of the trees, the stump went down and merged with the other one. So like it's 5, but at a stump level, it's only, they're all one. They're sharing it, you know. But yeah. Tree law is intense. I don't know. These are small trees. They're not huge, but I just called them up yesterday. And I was like, hey, I got some trees to cut down. Can you come and get them? And they came out in an hour and a half or so for a quick quote. And they were flexible. They were willing to negotiate with me. I never take the first price. All right. If you're, you know, a homeowner or you work with contractors for various different things, you never take the first price. Okay. It's a suggestion, right? It's not like they're necessarily going to budge a lot, but when they throw a price at you, okay, that's where they want to be. That's not necessarily where they're willing to go. Okay. So initially, And I'm completely open to. I do this all the time, and I think other people have done it to me too. Where I'll say I have, a competing company who's offered me this much, even if it doesn't exist. And if I play my cards too aggressively, then I can tell from their reaction that there's no way they can go down that low. And so initially he throws out a $500 price. And I was like, man, that seems excessive. I didn't say that out loud. I just looked in my head and was like, I'm pretty sure I can get that lower from someone else. And so I told him I had I was like, interesting. I named another company because I know I'm going to get some quotes. I know I'm going to get some competing offers anyway. And so I named another company and I was like, I don't know, these, I've only sent him pictures. He hasn't come out and seen it yet, but he was telling me $380 for these. That's a substantial discount, and he just kind of went, and I knew I had him on the ropes. There was like so I was like, but you're right here, and you responded way faster. So tell you what, you tell me 400, and I'll sign the papers with you right now. He's like, okay. It didn't take long. Okay. I was like, see. You wanted 500. You wanted whatever. $400 and the trees are gone. And that when I do that, if he says yes on that, I'm pretty confident that that's, I don't need to get multiple offers. This is the only quote I got. I didn't get another quote because he went down. He was willing to work with me on that. And I like business people that are willing to work with other people like that. I don't like them to be all flexible. I want them to be flexible. I don't want them to be sticking to their initial quote and stuff, So that's good. I liked it. It's great. Fighting the urge to make an out on a limb joke. What is it about? I just don't know how people can. Do you do stand up? Like, what is it about my brain that is just not able to compete and move at the same speed as yours? Like, why can't my brain do that? Where I can just, yeah, I got those. The puns. I can't do puns anymore, man. Now, I'm certain that these were functioning before. I'm certain that they were functioning before. What happened? Why aren't they functioning? It can't be. Say it isn't so. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, all right? It's been, 3 weeks? For almost a month, really? I think it's I don't remember how long it's been. How long has it been? I wanna know. How long has it been since we've streamed this? Since we had the last little bit here, right? It's I go down to my lives. My last live that I did. Like I say, it's been 3 weeks. So 3 weeks ago, a little challenged in learning how to remember that. It won't let me place these anywhere. I know they've had an update, but to not allow me to place them anywhere when they were functioning perfectly fine. Like, look at all this gas, right? They were functioning just fine here. So I'm not sure why that would be. And I can't even place them. I can't click them. Do they have to be outside now? The habitation is in the way. No. They push it. Again, I reiterate, these were functioning fine in this position all the way. I went through a whole playlist here. Every ship has this problem probably now. Hang on. Wandering Wrench. Yep, these ones here too. So, did they change it to where the gas collectors cannot be on the same tile? These ones function just fine. So did they change it to where they cannot be on the same tile as the hab? That might be the case. Because they used to just override it. They used to just invalidate. Basically, they would invalidate hab, not the hab invalidating them. And I liked that one way. I like that way better. That was way better. But these are now, because this creates great inflexibility in my design now. I have to actually consider hab, and now I have to effectively lose a lot of hab for this. But that is unfortunate. I am in the shipyard though. We did end the stream in a shipyard, so I guess we'll change this out. I guess we'll get rid of the hab. Didn't want to do that, but we'll say the hab is gone from here. And Titan. All right, here's what we have to, I'm going to do this then. Let's I don't want to move things around. I'm just going to reload it. So we need to, yeah, these are invalid placement. So I guess that's how it is. They have had an update. They changed some things. And so I want to make sure I do this right. So I'm going to turn symmetry mode off on these. And we're going to get rid of habitation here and here. It looks really janky, but as long as it still works, right? And then wandering wrench, we do the same thing here. We get rid of habitation like that. And that seems fine. Beyblade, it's probably this little bit here. Probably. All right, let's see if that changes anything. So powering on, hopefully. There it is. Yep, powering on. These are working still anyway. Back here, these were working anyway. Yep. And then now these are working too. Okay. That's just how it is then. Thanks, DMC. No, going around is not the same as going to the moon, see? Joe Russell's invalidating your Canadian astronaut. What are you going to do about that, Bluesy? Is the banhammer ready? I want to get the banhammer ready. He's saying that you're Canadian. No, Canadians did not go to the moon, is what he's saying. Going around is not the same. Man, they're going to be, I think, kind of high up, though, aren't they? The next Artemis 3. Artemis 3 is going much lower. Even much lower orbit. And then Artemis 4 is the actual going to the moon. Artemis 4 is the landing. It's that it's the first non-American to leave LEO. Okay. That's true. You got that. No Russians have done it either. Russians never went to the moon, like around the moon. I've been watching For All Mankind too much, I guess. Now I'm mixing up what really happened. But the Russians never actually went in orbit of the moon? Or anything like that? At least one person had some ashes spread in space. Some of those might have left LEO. Oh my gosh, I would love that. Hey, that's my new thing in my will. I want my ashes spread in space. There it is. That's what I want. My new thing. My family will go, how do we do that? Although by the time I die, crossing anyway, here, by the time that happens, hopefully space travel is a lot more common. You know, like I'm thinking 50 years down the road from now, why not? Right? Why can't we have tourism in space be more prevalent in 50 years from now? You know, I don't think that's something that can't happen. I think that's a doable thing. All right, CO2 tank is full. Let's have you unload. Let's have you pull that through because this is going to start filling up again. All right, so what are we doing today on this game? We're finishing. We're going to finish our run today. And that means getting to the end. And it just means getting to the end. For me, that's what it means. So we're in 10. I do want to visit various different things, but I'm not going to put the mission in jeopardy and the ship and the people we have on it. I'm not going to go overtly out of my way to like, I'm not going to go battle the hostiles because it's an objective, right? That kind of thing. Will we go to the distress calls? Yes, but we're not going to commit to saving them. We're going to evaluate things intelligently, look at the situation and say, is this winnable without loss? Like, is it winnable without loss? If yes, then we chance it. If we look at it and it's like, pretty sure we're going to lose something, we bail. So if there's a good chance of finishing a fight without losing a ship, we'll take it, and that includes Beyblade. But otherwise, we jet out of there. So there we go. Yeah. Is a Star Trek actor? As far as I'm aware, Russians never went to the moon in person. Oh. Huh. All right, well, how about that? Suck it, Soviets. That's what you get. That's what you get. I do wish we had another space race, though. I really do want another space race, though. You know? Not so much because I want us blowing millions upon billions of dollars on going to space. Although I think it's preferable to doing that than it is to blowing each other up. But I think I want to live through that again. I didn't get a chance to live through it the first time, so I want to live through that. I want to live through a space race. I think that would be fantastic. And I didn't get a chance to do it before. So this right here is my issue right now, is the CO2 is building up in Titan IC, and I don't want to keep going until I've solved that problem. There's a lot of wastewater in here too. So it seems to me we could use another waste treatment machine. Probably in here. Another waste treatment machine seems like a good idea. So we were making these here, right? I got to remember everything. So we were making water purifiers. Now I want to make another waste treatment machine. Unless it already exists. Let's see what we have in storage. We have a waste treatment machine. We do have one already done. So why don't we go ahead and look at that. Let's say sewage on this side. Is that where it is? Let's take a look at the pipes really quick. Sewage is down here at the bottom of this. Okay. So we want the sewage like this. And then the pipes will go out and then over like so. And this will go up. So that will connect another waste treatment machine. And then I don't know if I need another water purifier, but I just want that water to be up all the time. I just want there to be a huge supply of water all the time. We got loads of gas, loads of fuel. We're fine on that for a long time. Wrench is essentially out of... Oh, we're unloading. Don't do that. Don't do that. Put that back in. I'm going to load deuterium back up before we leave. Yeah, deuterium is going to be another problem, isn't it? Because we're not jumping as much. So I'm looking at deuterium through here. That's fine. Everything works this way. We've got tons of deuterium here. So we could probably get a loader here and start unloading it a little bit so that it will go to the wrench. Beyblade is going to be fine. Yep, loads of fuel for Beyblade, no problem. So basically everybody's full of fuel here except for wrench, which has lots of deuterium, so should be a pretty straightforward thing in this loader. Yep, there we go. All right, so they're going to be fine now too. What else? Just want to check all my boxes here before we leave. It still says 10% CO2. May I need another scrubber then? Scrubber. CO2 scrubber. Yeah. Another scrubber. So we'll get that prompted as well. I have a name on standby if there's a new ship Though I do need to get lunch, so my luck says that that is when it will happen. It's going to be the lunch DMC, the new ship. No, I don't know if we'll have a new ship. The derelict, right, is where we might get one, or the distress beacon is where we might get one. I want to see what this unsurveyed derelict is first, though. I want to see what that is. And so we're still, you know, Wrench is still looking through that, trying to scan that, and we're almost done at 94% now. So when that's done, then we can probably head towards that. That'll be fine. Still 10% warning with Titan. It's still holding at 10%, though. Survey is completed. Okay, so now we have this derelict, SG-153. We can get ourselves aligned to go to that. And I think I'd like to use... Yeah, we can use the FTL charges inside Titan is fine. All right, so we're leaving the shipyard. I think before we do that, let's evaluate armor. Make sure we're all armored up. Yep. Everything is armored up. Indeed. Okay. Then we're ready to go. So let's see what this is. I have a meteor shower here. Of course we do. All right, well, where is this? There's quite a bit of stuff here. I'm not sure it's really something we need to spend a lot of time on. I don't see anything particularly important. Yeah, there's a little bit of deuterium, a little bit of copper, a little bit of explosives, maybe a tiny bit of ammo. We'll end up offsetting our ammo collection on that by shooting the meteors. So I don't think that's really something I want to do. Okay. We have another derelict here, or we can go to the distress call. I think we'll head towards the distress call. We're going to evaluate this fight again based on whether or not it's something we can easily win. What happened there? Come on, guys. Oh my gosh. You guys have to get hit, don't you? You have to. You have to get hit. All right. So battle station's here, and then we're going to, again, evaluate it. Is this something that we easily win, or is this something that's going to take a lot of resources to defeat? The design style of the game reminds me of the OG Prison Architect. It is by the same developers. Oh, that makes sense. All right, so Armored Beast is not a good sign. And it's going to give me a shipyard thing, too. This is totally useless to me. I don't want this. Class 3, Swordfish. Nah, we're going to bail. I just simply do not want that. I don't want the... Yeah, you gave me one of those stupid things, so let him cook. Ah! They're shooting! Quick, jump! This thing's almost hit us. It's crazy. All right, we made it to safety. Let's turn in these contracts. If you want to base it off of lunch, it would be the meatball grinder, which is better than I originally came up with. I don't want anything that's a meatball grinder. We have human souls on board. That's the only meat on board as far as I'm aware. All of our food is being grown by vegetables, so the only meat that's here would be our passengers. And I don't want them to be ground up at all. Is this a shipyard? It is not. It is a colony. All the more reason not to go and get those things. I've been thinking about what to stream next. You know, what would I have as like a weekly stream next? And I think I've decided gas station simulator. I think that's where I want to be on my next streaming adventure. Because it looks interesting enough. It doesn't, I don't know about it being like an actual video series, but it looks interesting enough to stream. So I'm going to, I think, take a look at that. XCOM, obviously. See, I would have thought about that. Genuinely was. But Odd is starting his series right now. And that one's way more worth your time than whatever I could come up with. So you should go watch Christopher Odd instead, because his is going to start. Supposedly starting today. Supposedly. Oh, if you don't know, my YouTube friend Christopher Odd is just a fantastic dude that plays some amazing, cool games that sometimes I touch on, but we don't cross over all that much. Every once in a while, our content will cross over, but not lately. Trying to find his channel so I could see if he posted it yet on my phone. Nope, not yet. It's supposed to happen today though, so I would keep an eye on that. I didn't submit a soldier. I'm thinking about it. I probably should. I've never submitted a soldier to any of his runs. I've known about the possibility of doing so, but I just never have. So yeah, one of the updates they did to this game is they let you now build fighters. So there's a whole new chain on research here, and you can go down fighters and add to their survivability and all these things. So they've done that, and then they also reworked how depressurization in the hulls and stuff like that works. So now getting hit is much more punishing. All the more reason not to have that fight. Yeah, pretty much. So I'm currently doing laser precision anyway. All right, so we're here at this colony, and it's time to go. But before we go, right, we want to bring in some crew, or bring in some people. So our new ship, I got to reevaluate this. It's been 3 weeks, right? So this has 596 cabins. You know what you did last sector has 520. So we're not going to have like a 10,000 people rescue or anything, which was never my goal. It was never something I was, there's an achievement for that. And people who really want to go real deep into this game can absolutely do that instead of me, because I'm not that deep, bro. I'm just not. I got a lot of other content to do. There goes your signal. I thought about it, but I'm not creative enough to come up with a backstory for a character, submit one. I have a backstory that I would love to submit there. And I'm going to look into it, because I think the deadline for submitting soldiers to his campaign is it's 7 days from today, I think. 6 days from today is what it is. I think it's around April 6th. So, I mean, I could do it right after this broadcast is over. I could just first install XCOM 2. I don't have it installed. Have it installed, and then I'd had to install his mod list and go through all the steps that he's laid out. But yeah, maybe we'll see if I can get into the character pool that way. It's like basically stock XCOM, heavily modded. But what I mean to say is it's not stock XCOM. It's not Long War 2 or anything like that. So the way missions work, I think, is similar to the base game of XCOM. Don't know. Didn't see his introduction yet. So, but I'd imagine that getting a soldier in late is not that detrimental. A lot of times you get soldiers, middle to late campaign that they come in really good already, and so you would incorporate them and use them. So yeah. Why is it when I heard the sound in my ears? I think it's because you're just that good and you're just that awesome, and you've been doing it like on the streams. So thank you, man. When I heard the sound in my ears, my brain said, that's a membership. First, that's what my brain said. And then, because the membership for group, for like, wow, you gave 10 this time, not 5. That's crazy. Thank you, man. For like community gifts is a little bit different than the normal like subbing yourself. My brain instantly went, agent's back. I don't know why. It just did. It was that cool. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Spam. Yes, but it's spam. It's lovable spam. And it's not like there was a whole lot of activity in that window to begin with there, Bluesy. That's what I need to do. I need to get a stream series that people really want to come in and look at. Maybe I'll play this. Maybe I'll play Spire, Slay the Spire 2. You know, or maybe I'll take up Binding of Isaac or something, like real popular big games where everybody wants to come in and tell me how it works. That's what you really need. I need to play games where everyone just really, really has an opinion. STS2 has multiplayer? Does it? It does when you're live streaming, you know, because everyone else is telling you what cards to play. I didn't realize it had multiplayer, though. Ah. Okay, so let's take a look really quick. So I'm looking at Habitation. I'm trying to look at Habitation. Ancient Fu, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Humbled, man. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. If you've been chilling and watching the stream today and you're out there lurking, don't feel any pressure to come into chat, but you may have been just gifted a membership. Agent Vu came in and gifted 10 of them. So there are now 10 of you that have badges next to your name and new flair and access to our VIP channels, including getting my videos early. So for example, if you're one of the 10 people that just got gifted, you can now go to our Discord server if you want. And you would be able, as long as your YouTube account is connected to Discord, you would be able to see episode 4 and 5 of All Will Fall. Episode 27 of News Tower is up there too. And whenever I make new things, they go to members first. And they can see them. And then they go out to the public in like a structured release schedule. So you have access to that now too. I just cannot shake this. It's been like a week. This flu thing it's not cool, man. My wife's like, see, this is what happens when you don't get the flu shot. I'm the only one in my family that didn't get the flu shot. I figured naively that if my wife got it and my kids got it, I basically never leave the house. So I'm just sort of like, you know, whatever. You guys are the ones leaving the house regularly. I'll be protected by you guys. I just didn't want to go all the way to the doctor and get a poke or something. Like it was just like so inconvenient. So now a week of this. You know, we make decisions in life. We make decisions. They're not necessarily good decisions, but we make decisions, okay? Decisions were made. And, you know, it is what it is. FTL charges could go there. I'm just looking at how everything is on this ship, trying to refamiliarize myself with it. I know I'm going really, really slow. But to be fair, this stream will end the series. This is the finale, whether we make it to the end or not. And we're actually not that far away. We could get there. It's only 3 sectors, so it should be fine. Why don't we... This is the jump gate. We are at the jump gate, so we don't have to warp anywhere. So why don't we just kind of have everybody make their way over there, and we can get some of our passengers. Let's use Juno. You seem to have a pretty good amount of food, water, good capacity for more civilians. Yeah, I think what we can do is we'll take the contracts for you guys. You want to go to the next sector over, so we'll go ahead and accept that. And then there's a couple of rescues at 151 and 153. We're not going to any others in this sector, so those aren't going to happen. However, we could get them from this list as well. So we could maybe bring in, like, I don't know, 35 people from this one, and then Titan. We could maybe also bring in a few and Titan too. What do you have? What do you have right now? 152 civilians. You're having that stressful oxygen CO2 problem, but otherwise you are rock solid on everything. So did you get the We didn't get the CO2 scrubber yet. Do we have that available by chance? Yeah, give me another one of these. And give me another one of these. Yep. And one more of these. Two more of these. Send them into this ship. And then with that, we can also bring in, let's say, I don't know, 40 people here too. Onto Titan as well. So we'll save some more civilians that way. All right, so now we want to kill all of the momentum here. Let's get out of fleet formation because Beyblade needs to get in here. Juno, you need to get in here. And then everybody can warp from there. It's fine. Anyways, the way Slay the Spire 2 multiplayer works is each person has their own character and deck of cards. You know, do you play it, Bluesy? Do you play Slay the Spire? You want to play with me? You want to play with a noob? You know, I hear that you're graduating, right? This is your last week of college right now. Isn't that is that accurate to say? Is this week or is it the following week or something? Oh, I need to do it this way. Prepare the jump. Yeah, here it is. Next week is your last week of courses, and then finals the week after that. Oh, okay. So you're basically, you know, let's say April 20th. You achieve freedom on 420 is what you're saying. Nice. That's very good. All right. And then you move really far away or something, right? You're moving, you said. I guess you'd have to really because it's like you live on campus and stuff, right? So, or at least near campus. So you'd kind of have to move once school is over with. That makes sense. Trade ode, waiting for that to be done. Okay, so let's go to the next sector. Should we take more people? I feel like we might be able to afford more people. These are permanent, though. The people I'm taking here are permanent people. I just feel like I have a lot of food and water, and, you know, maybe it's foolish because there's like 129 people here, but, you know, maybe there's a bit of foolishness in this, but I'm going to take 40 more on that ship, and I'm going to take 40 more on this ship. And it might be foolish to do this, but we're going to go ahead and take some more. Let's take them all. Let's take everybody. I divided them mostly evenly between these two ships. I thought about stacking them all on one and then just having the other one serve as like the contract ship, but it's okay. I'd rather, I think, spread them out. Okay. Let's go. We need to make sure that we're ready for battle, though. We have gotten totally smoked by just entering into a sector and then having to fight. So I think having battle stations on during the jump is a good idea. So let's go to the next sector. Sector 11. Be down to play Slay the Spire 2 with you at some point, though? Okay. Yeah, I haven't, I don't even own the game. You gotta figure that out. All right, we are here. We're not in battle modes. So it disabled battle mode, but it's fine. I clicked it and unclicked it because I wasn't sure. Okay, so there's nothing here. We come into a blank space. Yep. We've got Comet here. I don't know if Comet's necessary. I'm looking at water, and we want to get a recap on that. We have a full container of water here, a full box of water here, and a full box of water there. So I think we're fine. As far as water goes, there's no water ice in these or here. So this one doesn't have it. But what this does have is 2 huge tanks full of water and 2 medium tanks full of medium or wastewater. So this has a lot already. I am noticing O2 dropping even more though. So why don't we get a couple more air reprocessors, and I'm going to put them, I think, back, maybe back. Okay, how about this? We go one more CO2 scrubber right here. I can't put it there though. I need it to be like here. Yeah, because I don't want it to go across this. So you would connect like that. One CO2 scrubber there, and then this will be another CO2 scrubber, and then follow that up with the air reprocessors here and here to get that going. The water purifiers, I can just go ahead and add another one here and not there. Another one maybe back here. Yeah, that's okay. So we'll just get additional wastewater processing for the CO2. Yeah, we want to just have that be like that. And then the oxygen comes over, and let's have it cross in like that with power running like that. Okay. That should take care of it, I think. We got extra processing on the CO2, which is great. Let's go ahead and stop that. Now we don't actually have any CO2 building up. But any CO2 that is built up, we can turn that into oxygen quick. In fact, I think maybe I'll go back into load here. Push this back in. We have a lot of bottles in here that we could put back into the system to reprocess it now. So that's all right. Yeah, just get that connected. Yeah, there we go. So that should be fine. And Juno's doing okay as well. No problems here. Plenty of Metreon gas. Loads of refined Metreon. We're fine on fuel for, I don't want to say forever, but we're fine on fuel for a very long time. Okay. So passengers want to be dropped off here. We don't need a comet. But when does it ever hurt to get the water ice? So I think I'm going to go here first. Then we can head to the shipyard here. This colony, drop down to this colony, pick up people, drop off some people here. And then from this point, we just head out to the jump gate. Activating the jump gate just simply requires us to eradicate a hostile blockade. We also have to provide 10 frames. Okay, so 10 frames. So Titan, you're up on that. Let's have you making frames. Oh, that's not the right tool for that, is it? We'll just go ahead and stop you. I want you to swap to frames, please. No more motors. Yeah, we'll go to the Comet first. Because we can. I enjoy your streams. I'm just quiet. Oh, that's cool, man. Chatting is a fundamental, amazing part that dramatically increases the ease in which I can create content for you in live. But there is simply no content at all without just viewing. So you're fine, man. Like you're here, just being here and hanging out with me is, even if you're quiet, it's great. It's fine. All right, there we go. Right there. So let's find this. We don't have any hostiles, which is a great thing. Now I just need to find Le Comet right there. Well, yeah, that's the comet. Is it headed towards me? It appears to be. We're also going to pick up some of these other things, which is great. Let's get our whole fleet. Yep, it's moving towards us. So I'm going to go ahead and have you face that way. Juno is going to come down here. Wrench is actually in an okay spot as is. But I kind of want you to turn around though. So we're going to have you turn around. And then Beyblade, just have you get in here. And then as the comet comes towards us, we'll start zapping it. Yep. So Beyblade, I'm going to aim your mining laser for the water ice. Juno, we're going to aim your mining lasers at the water ice as well, and we can start hitting that right now. And then Wrench, same thing. When the laser, when it gets here to you, we'll have you hitting the water ice as well. All right. So boom, boom, boom. Everybody shoot it. Might as well just turn you around now. All right. Now we want to have fleet formation and everybody head this direction. All right. Let's get over here. And we'll start following this comet, which is, I know it's going to make some people a little bit dizzy here, but it's just because I can't, I wish I could, I wish I could decouple. What? Why are you low oxygen? You ran out of CO2 to process. I need... Maybe it will be okay if I just have it go back to load. Yeah, okay, it's going up. As long as I let the CO2 exist, it'll go up. Okay. All right, I don't think we need to be super precise on this because we don't need a lot of ice, but ice is life, right? The water is life, so we do need it. Let's get off of fleet formation. We're gonna have you go this throttle that direction. Looks like it's maybe just a tad. Wrench, you're gonna come this way. I don't want you guys to get too far behind, so let's pick up the pace, go that way. Beyblade, I want you to be... Let's race to there, please. Then we need this. This went just a little bit too far. So we'll bring it up just a tad. There we go. Seems all right. Just need you to cut your throttle now. Titan, you're fine there. Let's just have you hold. Seems good. Beyblade raced to this point because I want it to be right behind the thingamabob. Yep. And then I'm gonna have you come forward and just follow it. Have you on auto track. Titan, same thing on these cannons. Auto, and auto. All right, everybody is with this comet now. Everybody's doing things to the comet now. Yep. Hey, Doofy, for 104 months. Thank you, man. Wow. Do you know what you did last sector? How long did I miss that one? 3 streams, yeah. Juno, what you did last sector is the ship that replaced the Juno after we had our major problem. We immediately replaced it with a ship and, you know, then discussed what happened last sector as a result, yeah. Wrench, you're going too fast. Slow down. There we go. So we'll just grab as much of this ice as we can. We don't need all of it. You're too fast. There we go. I think we're close enough. We don't really need to be super precise with this because we have so much ice already on the other ships. We're going to run out of spaces to haul it anyway. Yeah, like I've got, these are full. So I don't think there's really a whole lot left to do here. I can put an extra smelter in here and maybe process, what would I process in this case? Probably not copper. There's more ice there. Copper ingots are good. I guess it'd be thallium ore. You know, I could put a smelter over here, just a random smelter sitting over here that processes the thallium ore. Just because I have it. It's the only reason to do it is because I have it. What else? Everything's great here. All the ice is just gonna start filling up all the available storage space. Is just ice now. Right. Put it in there instead. There you go. So we'll fill up these crates with ice, and then when we have those filled, then that'll just be it. We are now too far away. Everybody else, catch up with it. At this point, we probably can do fleet formation. Yeah, let's actually do that. And if I can, at this point, because they're of where they're located and their positioning, if I just simply keep speed with this, I know we're going to spread out, which is not ideal. But it's really the ship. This is really the ship I want to have all of it right now anyway, so. Because Titan has enough, I think. Maybe not. Oh, are you all shutting off? I hate that. I really wish they'd just keep the settings that I gave them instead of shutting off like that. Okay, Beyblade has no storage, so Beyblade can stop doing it. I want you to keep following the comet, but I don't want you to get anything anymore. And then, like, the whole thing where this comet constantly is changing its speed. It's not just drifting, it's changing its speed all the time. So that makes it harder to follow. You have to make this process a very active process, you know? I think we're good enough here. What did you miss? Oh, we died. Yeah, everything blew up. We got hit by a comet. Hi, Dur Nassenman. I probably said that terribly, and I'm sorry about that. How are you? Welcome to my chill broadcast. It's increasingly chill. I think it's just because I'm getting older. I don't have the... I need, like, classic Jacksepticeye energy is what I need. I need a little more of that. All right, I need to find a way to just, I don't know, get the energy to just yell at you the whole stream. That's what I really need. That's what that'll certainly change my stars, let me tell you. All right, I think we are good enough. I know you're not supposed to leave before you have all the ice, but I feel like we are completely fine to do that. We just simply have so much water. This water tank isn't full, so like maybe we could get that happen, but these containers are full of ice. We have a lot of ice, but I don't see it accumulating on the ground yet, so I guess there's that. I also need you to stop. Wrench. You're too... Wait a minute. I don't see any drones leaving from Wrench. Does Wrench not have any drones left? No, you have logistics drones right here. Oh. Oh, wow. The whole time. No wonder. Okay. Well, that explains it. That would certainly do it. Let's check in on the ice here. So this isn't full either. Yeah, these aren't full. So I guess we could. We should probably just keep doing this. Just really wish this thing would be consistent in its speed. It would make this a lot easier. Maybe that's the point, to not make it easy. All right, there's that, and then gotta keep up with it. Juno, I need you to keep up with it too. There we go. I need everybody to shoot this. Just tiny, tiny taps. Beyblade is way over here. Still hitting it, surprisingly. But I think I want it to kind of follow from behind it a little bit more closely. There we go. That's better. Can't figure out what speed this thing is running. All right, let's check in on the ice now. So these are full. Ice is along the floor. Juno's good. Juno has all the storages full. All the ice is fine there. Beyblade's fine. Titan has still plenty of storage space remaining for ice. Yeah. I mean, there was a little bit over here, but there's still plenty of space left for this. So I need to keep it going there. And then Wrench is starting to accumulate it on the ground now, so that's fine. So I think maybe we will turn the drones off for Wrench so that Titan can get more of it. Juno has no additional storage left. So we'll get Titan in here closer. And then Juno, I think I'm going to go ahead and tell your drones to take a chill pill. And fall back. Yep, and then Wrench, let's just have you slow up. So essentially all the drones that are gathering the ice right now are just coming out of Titan. That's the one that we want to have all the ice right now. Beyblade, where are you? You're not looking the right direction, sir. Okay, Beyblade's low on water, which is the whole point of being here. So let me just take a look and see, why would you be low on water when you have all this ice? Do you not have a way to melt it yourself? Do we not have that on this ship? It kind of looks like that. Ice grinder from Titan. Give it to Beyblade. And then from there, we'll, yeah. We'll get you to install your own ice grinder. And we can place that. Where's the wastewater coming in at? Do you even have... You don't have any of these facilities. So we're sending water here. I've been providing water here. That's what it's been. I guess I could keep doing that. I don't have any tanks for wastewater. Which is a little bit weird because, like, what am I doing with the crew's sewage is being processed? Air ducts, processors, chemical labs. I don't even have waste processing on this ship, and yet somehow it is being processed. Okay. Well, we'll just keep sending it water. Yeah, I'll just send it water. Let's take the ice grinder and we'll give it back to Juno instead. All right, I think we're good to get out of here now because, you know, water's low and everything and we can get out. So let's take it from here and we'll go to, let's say, this shipyard. Get all the drones in and we'll go. Today, drones. Why are there so many drones out still? 4, 3, 2, come on. What is the deal? Drones. 2. I'm at like 5 times speed. You're taking forever. All right, now we can, you know, auto buy and stuff too. So we can't buy auto buy water because we don't have it, but we can auto buy anything else that might be there. So let's start with Juno. Yeah, the delivery bays are blocked. That's why you couldn't get in. Juno, we're going to... I don't have a loader for you. Do we have a loader here? No loaders at the station. Okay. We can make a loader, but... I'd rather not, but we can. Loader. Charlie, it's been a while since you've streamed. I hope you're good and your schedule's back on track. It is not. I'm still kind of sick and my schedule is not back on track. If my schedule is ever back on track, ugh. Put it this way, if my schedule's ever on track, you won't be able to keep up with me. You would have to make it your full-time job to watch my videos if my schedule was on track in order to keep up with me. So if you're waiting for a video, when's the next one? If that's you, my schedule's probably not on track. Either that or you're really only watching one thing and I've got, you know, multiple things going, but yeah. Why don't we... Oh, there's, yeah, hostiles at the gate too, so... so we're going to try to avoid any fights because we need to provide frames to the jump gate. And let me see. I just clicked something in Windows on accident. My mouse left the window. Weird. Okay. What does full screen even mean anymore? All right. So let's say Beyblade needs water. Wrench is the only one that has water in bottles, but I want to start bottling water. So let's take you right here. Yeah. Let's have you start loading water. Nope, unload. Unload water, please. Not oxygen, just the water. We'll start getting water here, and then we'll trade it to Beyblade. That was weird. It went up and then down again. Somebody should unload that so I could trade it. Anyone want to do that? No? Okay. No problem. I guess. I see how it is. Contract-wise, we have a courier mission. Goes to 163. Okay, we're going there anyway. So let's grab that. There is no time limit on it. Probably should have checked that first. There's no time limit. This is going 162. And we are also going there next. So, yep, you can bring that one aboard as well. All right, then. They're just packages. No people. All right, and then let's bring from Titan, we want to bring water over to Beyblade. Send it. So these guys don't have to deal with the water shortage. When exactly, like, where are you putting the water? I mean, you have it right here in a bottle, but you don't actually load this anywhere. How has the ship been surviving all this time? You know? How has the ship been how are you living? Give me a couple small tanks, I guess. And we'll put a small tank, I guess, maybe over here somewhere. Stick it right here. And then a loader right here for water. Which is weird that we don't have that. Like, here's all the sewage. But we're not processing any of it. We're not processing it into wastewater or anything like that. I got a question. Is there a point you need to install oxygen makers? Only have a couple of hours in Boldly Go, and it seems like the oxygen maker drains all the water to overproduce oxygen. I mean, it will use water. I mean, it's going to use water to produce oxygen, but in Boldly Go, it's not really all that big of a deal. Boldly Go does not teach you to survive because, again, you got the auto buy thing. You can just auto buy it every time you go to a place. But if you want to make it your own, that's what I did as my challenge. Is I wanted to be self-sufficient as much as possible there, and or at least as much as conveniently possible. And so, for that, you're gonna drain your water. So then you need to, have a good supply of water, and then therefore you'll have a good supply of oxygen. But that's how it works. All right, let's give a loader to Beyblade. And then we'll just place this here and pipe that into here. And eventually they'll install this, I think. Got more water for them. Water, water, water. Yeah. Give that to Beyblade. And then Beyblade, you can send your water ice over to the other ships too. We don't need you to have all this water ice. Let's send, I guess, all of it. Yeah. Send all of it to Titan. How come they're not getting this? Like, send the loader to the other ship. Why is that not happening? Do I really have this few? Like, is it a crew problem? Like, I just don't have enough people? It certainly seems like it. Seeing atmosphere drop below 100%. Wastewater is slowly decreasing. That's a good sign, because it means I can support more ice grinders. Ice grinder, ice grinder, ice grinder. Where's the search bar when I need? I never use search bars, but then I want one and it's not there. You know, I play too many games that don't have them, and then I just don't look at them when they are there. Ice grinder. So Juno, I'm gonna swap this over. Give that to Titan instead. Oh, they're not gonna send any. Well, no, this has nothing to do with it. How come they're not? They're so infatuated with this mission cargo. That's what it is. Where is it? Mission cargo. Put this right here. All right. Bring it there. Put all the mission cargo here so that the crew can actually do something. Yeah, Beyblade does have 1,000 water now. And then here's the loader, and I want you to load water. All right, we now have a supply of water hooked into the system for Beyblade. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Great. So now that I've taken care of that, don't have to worry about that anymore. Why don't we go ahead and work our way towards the delivery. Prepare this jump. And there's nothing else for contracts to do here. Not really. 76 civilians here. Not going to bring them with me. Yeah. Juno can bring them on board. Let's let like 50 of them on Juno, and the rest can go with Titan. Fine. All right, so now I just need them to clear this out, and against my better judgment, it looks like this is too slow. I'm gonna add 2 additional crew. I mean, it's not like it's all that much different than adding civilians, I suppose. It's probably the same, isn't it? Kind of the same. So let's add 3 more crew on Titan so we can move this stuff along a little faster. All right, now we're good. Everybody's readied up. No trades are pending. Go. All right, now we can turn in that contract and look at the next ones. Lots of transport requests. 166, 164. This one's going to 12. This one's going to 166. So we do have two different groups going to 66. And that's back at the shipyard. Okay, we can accommodate that. I think so. Sure. 166 can go. Which ship? Which ship should do this? How many of them are there? This one is going to be 200 people. This one's enough. So it's 320 civilians. Definitely making sure that this group is only with us for 1 hop. So I think we'll put them in with Titan. Titan can't fit all of them. Neither can you. So we have to split them between the 2 ships. But it's 1 jump. And if we do that, then it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do this one either. Shit. I just don't have enough cabin space, man. Wrench, what do you got? For habitation. You got 187. They're going to have to be on board Wrench. That's how we're going to handle this. So this one, 166. These 120 people are going to go to Wrench. There's also a rescue here. No hostiles. It's spinning out of control and moving, it says. So it's obviously going to do that afterwards, though. So 168 is down at the comet again. So I'd be going here, 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 here. I don't see the anomaly. Oh, right there's the anomaly. Okay. So I think I can make those jumps. Yeah, I can make those jumps. So we'll try to rescue these guys too. We've already been to that system, so we know there's no asteroids or anything like that in the way. This is the comet system, so we'll accept this. And then Titan is going to bring... The other one's going to 166. Right here. These guys. And then these guys, this is 186. So Titan will grab these guys. And Juno is going to grab the others that are going to the next sector over, which is right... I don't have 186 free cabins to do that. God, I'm very close, though. Oh, I'm not in a shipyard. Well, when we get to the shipyard, I want to bring these back in. Or habitation space. Damn. My bigger ships had 30 or 40 crew. The giant ship I rescued had 150 crew. Wow. That's a lot. We don't have that. Maybe we'll come back and get these guys. Maybe the contract will still be here when we come back. Let's prepare that jump. Have to wait for the collection to be done. Looks like it is now. Yep, there it goes. And jump. We want to drop these guys off as soon as possible because there's a lot of them. So we'll do that really quick. Get them off the ship. There's only 2 charges left on Juno, but whatever. We have charges everywhere else. So 34 charges on Titan. Got 42 on Wrench, so it's fine. Everybody's getting dropped off. Okay. Now on this side, wanted to do this before we undocked, but you still have somebody on this one. So this is Titan. You have how much left? Okay, so these guys want to go back to 163 and 163. We're all going to 163. 200 more civilians there and 95 here. So 200 goes to Titan there. Wrench will take... Wrench will take these 95. Yep. Okay. So everybody will load in. And then we're going to 163, which is right here. So first we need the rescue, which we can do without having adequate space in habitation. It's fine. They will get on our ship. Everyone's good. Okay, and jump. Okay, now take a look and see where the rescue is. It looks like it's going to be over there. Wrench is going to go rescue it. Everybody else is just going to sit tight really quick. The Wrench is the most maneuverable for this particular operation. Need to take off the auto dock. So I don't... Wow, this ship is... It's moving and rotating at the same time. Got it. Okay. Look at it rotate and move. Okay, we got everybody. Let's undock. And then we'll head over to this colony to drop them off. And pick up another contract. And then we'll drop off the remainder at the other one. Okay. We have another rescue here. 160. I feel like 160 is not a place I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm not going back there. So our next goal is 163. That's our next place to go. Titan, what do you got left for space? We've got about 120. It's not too bad. This is going 162. There. I'm not going back. It's fine. Those are just packages. It's fine. All right. So we're ready. 122 people rescued. Off we go. And we turn in everything. Wonderful. Cool. All right, so after all those turn-ins, we're left with 258 civilians on board Titan, and these guys want to go... No, this is completed. Yeah. Okay. Let's say where we're going next then. So, I mean, next is just the jump gate at this point. I don't believe we have any frames or anything like that. We can buy them. I guess we can buy them if we don't have enough to turn in. We are making them, but I don't know if we have the metal to make anymore. I may not have that. I have 24 metal ingots, actually. Yeah, right here. Let's see about doing that. Resources. I want to grab all your metallic minerals, all your scrap metal. Bring that aboard Titan as well. So we can use that for this. And then we're going to go destroy some pirates, I think. I hope. I don't know how strong they are, but we have to fight them to proceed. So this is going to be a test. It's going to be a test. Not sure how... Well, I do know. I guess Wrench was really far away because of the rescue, so we get you closer. All right, are we ready for the battle? It's going to be a battle. Let's make sure we're not doing any repairs at the moment. Let's pull all of our drones in so we don't lose them. Okay, good. Now, there's obviously a bit of a hierarchy here in terms of which ships should be in the front lines and all that. Obviously, our civilian ships, we don't want them to be in the front, but we don't have a lot of ships anyway, so we need all the firepower. So ideally, you know, Wrench is going to be up there, but I guess it's really just about whether or not Beyblade survives. It's always about Beyblade surviving. Because it's the weakest ship, so. We have lots of ammo, so it shouldn't be a big deal here. So let's get ready. Battle stations. And... yeah, nobody else left to take other than that rescue that's behind us. So let's go. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to lose people, but there we go. Weren't you going to make another ship? Yeah, I probably should make some more ships for fighting, but I just haven't yet. So let's see. Mining rig. Chakrali frigate probably should be something we target. Inverse sucks. Don't want to fight that. So we do have some things to do here. Beyblade is kind of like Hammerhead. And I kind of want to have you just face that direction. I'm just going to have you face this direction and go like that. Everybody else is actually in a decent spot. And I think we'll just go fleet formation here. And I'm going to control Wrench. I don't want fleet formation. No, never mind. I don't want fleet formation because I want Beyblade to be looking that direction. So I want you to turn. turn and face that way. Juno, I'm gonna have you go that direction. Everybody's gonna go full throttle so that you have maximum avoidance here. You're gonna go that direction. Wrench is gonna go that direction. No, not specific points. Sorry, just that direction. Because I want you at full throttle the whole time. And then Beyblade's gonna stop right here, so he's facing. But now I'm thinking, I'm changing my mind on that. We're just gonna have you face this way instead. I can provide the materials. I don't know if I can actually do that. I'm not sure how much frames I have. We'll focus on one thing at a time here, and this is the bigger problem. So yeah, that's the really big concern here is the Chakrali frigate just has a lot of damage that it can cause. So I do want to isolate that. There's so much damage. They just have way more DPS than I do. %, on that. It's down. Okay, frigate's dead. Now I want to focus, I think, the inverse. But once the inverse gets close to us, it's not that big of a threat. So I think these guys are going to be toast. So I'm going to focus Wrench's attention somewhere else. Yep, here we go. Let's see if we can't draw the inverse. Yep, here you go. Look at Wrench. Look at Wrench. There you go. There you go. Okay, there's 2 ships down. Let's realign our guns on this one. That's good. It's really good. Beyblade, just stay right there, honestly. Maybe just a slight angle difference, but otherwise you're fine. Wrench is the target. I want them focused on Wrench. There we go. There we go. The deflectors are going to take care of those. Yep. There we go. Lovely. Deflectors for the win. Everybody likes deflectors. Just focus on the Wrench. There you go. Good. Dummy, dummy, dummy. Everybody else, use your railguns. Wrench will deflect. Get a little bit of damage there. No big deal. I'm behind the enemy now. There we go. Lovely. All right. Everybody kill the inverse, please. You need to kill inverse. Predator's not that big of a deal. I want your railguns aimed squarely at this ship, please. Make sure you're shooting this ship. Okay. Same thing here. Your railguns should be focused on this ship right here. Everybody shoots that one. Okay. And then we'll get Beyblade just a little bit forward. Yep, everybody shoots that. Wrench, same thing with you. Let's get your railguns. Everyone shoots this. %. Should be dead right now. No? Come on. Come on. Shoot. The inverse. How is it still alive? It's wild. 97%? Thank you. All right. Let's put everybody back on auto. Yep, auto targeting. You can stop Beyblade, you're fine. And everybody else will just circle around this enemy. Let's go. I'll go Fleet AI now. Fleet AI is fine now. All right, no problem. We did it. Deflectors for the win. Look at that. Super cool. Just meow. You gotta have them. They're too good. Deflectors are super good. Titan's running out of deuterium. That's a problem. That's a big problem. Let's pause. Stop. Yes. All right, let's everybody shift over. Titan, why don't you have... You're running out of deuterium so bad. Can we send some over? Need to unload it from somebody else. You should have a lot. I don't have a way to unload it. That's the problem. So I don't have the loader needs to be made. I need to move a loader. What happens if Titan loses? It has some reactors to keep life support on. We can definitely turn this on. And I actually have extra reactors as well. So let's add another one just because, to make sure we stay on. Cables and pipes. Make sure that the power stays on. When this thing runs out, then we got to be able to do something about that. Wrench has some on board, so we'll go ahead and do this really quick. On all these ships, it should be fine now. Beyblade, we can do repair, and I don't think I want you having materials. And then I want Wrench to send deuterium to Titan. Let's do 2 things of deuterium to Titan. Yep. And then everybody else, everybody is going to be moving this direction, hopefully. And then we'll start getting all the loot, if we can. So all full stop. Titan move up to here, and Juno move up to here too. Okay. There we go. Did you miss anything cool? Depends on when you came back, but we just had a battle. Just had a space battle. It sounds cooler if you put space in front of it. And then we're on to the final sector after this. So, seems good so far. And then as far as, in case anyone's curious what I'll stream next, I said it before. I think I'm gonna get into Gas Station Simulator. If you haven't heard of the game before, that might sound a little bit on the boring side, but I assure you, the game keeps me busy, and it definitely has some really cool things going on in the game space that are not just about gas stations. There's a lot going on there. And it's if you enjoyed Car Dealer Sim, I think you'll definitely enjoy this. And really just simulators in general, with this kind of like, there's nefarious crimes going on in the background-ish, and how do you deal with that? That whole skit, that whole vibe is pretty great for games. Okay. So Titan has a little bit more deuterium now, thankfully, and we should be making it. Yeah, we are making it. Are we not putting it into the... Everything's routed correctly. I mean, we have the stable isotopes right here to make it, so it's just about capacity. And I could add another chemical lab, but then like this is going to get drained and then they're not being used anyway. So it's really just about using less of it at a time. And I think that's where turning these on. Just using more fuel because we can replenish that a little faster. So I think that's where I am there. Okay, let's provide the materials. The frames. Should be able to do that. I think we should have enough frames in stock. I hope anyway. If not, keep making them. We've provided 5 out of 10. Maybe? Maybe not? Do you have some? Let's hold on. Let's hold off right here. Do you have any frames? Seeds. No. So we need to make more frames. We should have... I thought we had enough resources to do this, but apparently not. There's metal ingots right here. Shouldn't be hard. You take 5 metal ingots and you make a frame. They're just not doing it. It's right here. This is the formula. Just do it. But they're standing around instead of doing it. Uh-huh. I mean, you don't need storage for the frame, right? Because you're surrounded by it. This is general storage. So that's a bit strange. Oh, we're using the frames for the loaders, dumbass. Okay. That's why. Okay. That's why. Let's take one of the loaders and send one to Beyblade and one to Juno. And one to Wrench. Let's just make sure everybody has one. But there's still 70 metal ingots in this storage space and some metal and minerals. So there really is no excuse for not being able to make these frames out of that fabricator. They're just sitting there doing nothing. So I'm going to have to refresh it. I basically have to tell them to stop and then do it again to get them to interact with this machine. It's very strange. 7 out of 10 provided, and then we can go. Yeah, everybody's just standing around. So let's get in here anyway. Can't leave until we have the frames, but we have plenty of resources to do them. I don't need any more resources to do it. I just need the crew to do it. Okay, we're in here, and now I just gotta wait. So, let's see. Another one. Stop. And start again. That is kind of bonkers. Right? That I have to do that? Super weird. Okay, that's enough frames. All set. So we just jump now. 7 drones deployed. I don't have any contracts. I don't have anybody to bring with me. So when the drones come back inside, whenever that is. Okay, so precious metals doesn't have any storage. Why are we so full? Oh my god, I did it. It's this. It's this thing. Don't do that. Crap. General cargo, please. Yikes. All right. No drones left behind. Battle stations, just in case we're going into danger. And go. Final sector. Hey, Supremo Ray. Ray. Thank you very much for the... oh, maybe it's... Is it Supremo Ray? Did I say that right? Oh, you know what? In the chat window, I can see the capitalization, so I think I did say it right. Yeah, pretty much. Small token of my appreciation for News Tower puzzles, full assembly, and the patience for my dumb comments in the videos. Hey, you're welcome. Thanks. It's a real stressful thing putting up with your dumb comments. Kidding. Oh man, it's a good game. I don't know about it's a hard game at this point to create variants. Right? Like from a content perspective, it's the same game over and over again. It's the same video over and over again. I want to always feel like there's something fresh. And that one's hard to do that way. That one's a little bit of a struggle there. All right, we're at a shipyard. We can now go forth and repair our ship. And also, we have an oxygen issue here, unsurprisingly. Always with the CO2 buildup. Yeah, this is full, so we either need more processing, which is not happening because we're full on oxygen. We are indeed full on oxygen, so let's unload CO2. There we go. All right, next is oxygen over here is fine. We can sell, I think, a lot of our Tilium ore needs to be sold. Unless, hang on, what's the criteria for this region? There are no sector contracts for this region, so it's just get to the jump gate, I guess. We got 3 places where people are, and then everywhere else is not where people are. So, okay. One thing we can do with Wrench, though, is do a sector scan. I haven't been doing enough of this. I haven't been doing these nearly enough, so I want to take time to scan. Probably over here somewhere we can scan in this area just to see what else is out there. But I want to take a little bit of time to do that because I haven't been doing that, and I don't want to necessarily say I feel bad about it, but I feel like I probably missed at least a few derelicts here and there, you know, so. No, the Stargate, not the jump gate. What do you mean? I made it to sector 24 before realizing I needed a different gate in sector 12 to end the game. Oh. I'm not going to sector 24. I'm not doing that. That's not happening. Hang on a second. This is where I need to go, right? This is where I need to go. Not here. Here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good thing you said something. Because I would have been like, onwards we go to the next sector. But then what happens? So how does this work? If you want to end your survival run and leave, then you go here. And if you want to just see how many sectors you can go, if you want to just see how far you can go, then you go here. Is that the idea? Because I can see the appeal for both. It just keeps going and never stops. Okay. I can see the appeal for both runs for sure. Like, how far can you go? I'm not doing that for this playlist. I think it's, you know, we've had 3 weeks between streams, and I am interested in moving on to another game. So for that reason, I'm not going to. But yeah, the end is never if you go to that jump gate. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to, I think, go to this shipyard now. I mean, we're pretty much, I don't know if there's anything else really to do, is there? Right? Because contract wise, it looks like there are a lot of people that can go here. Hang on. Let's see. Hold on. I guess this is a shipyard. Look at all the people. Stargate. Okay. How about we do this? Since we are in a shipyard right now, right? We have $24 million. I mean, I even have my designs here, so if there's any more fighting, I could have done that. But I'm thinking I want to make like a big arc. Right? Maybe we make a couple more of these. My worry with this, though, is that we don't... Like, if I get another Juno, I can afford 2 more Junos. But to outfit them with all the stuff, I don't have that. So how would I get this to be like that? I had about 20 ships and about 10k people. I couldn't run at 10x speed without it bogging down. I bet. Yeah, definitely. Does the Stargate not get eaten up by the anomaly? I mean, it probably does. But the idea is that you're gone before it does. Like, you saved everybody. Right? Or you saved as many people as you could at that point. Anvil can hold 1,800. Anvil? My issue with it is that it's going to come in blank. And I'm going to... Oh, yeah, this thing. I actually don't have enough to make it. My worry is that it will come in blank. And it won't have all the facilities on board to... You know... To where these are my custom saved ships. So they won't come in like that. But if I design these ships, or if I bring them in, normally when you bring them in from this list, they come in with all their equipment too. But if you bring them in and it's a shell, then you have to outfit them, and I can't do that. Unless I guess I probably could if I sent them a bunch of food and water and oxygen, really basic, and then put a couple of thrusters on it so it could align itself for the jumps. And then I just immediately go to the Stargate. One jump. They don't stay, on board. It comes full equipped. What does? The Anvil? Yeah, but I can't afford the Anvil. That's why... I think that's probably why I can't afford it, is because it's coming fully equipped. I would have to sell another ship or something, and you can't sell ships in this game. In survival mode, you can't sell ships that you got for free anyway. I could sell the wrench. Because I don't really need it anymore. And then buy the Anvil in its place. Maybe I'd have enough to do that. The list should be equipped. I mean, we can test it. I don't think they are. I mean, this ship coming equipped at 2.62 million, maybe. Here, let's see. What about if I take Leviathan? Wild Goose. No, like if I take Leviathan, it's a pretty long ship. It's 10 million. For Starbase Icarus, Invictus looks like it has a potential to be pretty good on space for this. Struggles Cruiser. There's a lot of Johnny Struggles stuff in here. The guy is so dedicated to this game. Maybe the Raiden. I could always just... Honestly, I could just copy the Meteor. Then I know that it's fully equipped, right? If I just take this ship that I have right here. If I take this ship and I save it. Juno, what you did last sector. If I do that and just create an export of this ship only, right? And then I go to fabricate. I know this thing can hold like 600 people. So this is 11 million. I could make 2 of these. That's almost the same. Yeah, that's almost the 1800. But I have a guarantee of exactly that it works. And then I know it's going to work. Also, it says Sandhammer and Bab Spear on it now. It does. I'm gonna share it with the share it with the community. Bab Spear will be forever immortalized as having his name on a ship in the game. He probably already does. Yeah, you could buy a copy, exactly. So that's what I would do. I would do something like this. You know? And it would just make another one of these. And then I just transfer stuff over to it. But like all the equipment comes with it. That's the important thing. All the equipment is here. And so then all I'd have to do at that point is like I have 2 Do You Know What You Did Last sectors. So now I have to change the name of this ship if I can. Go to the shipyard. This is not Do You Know What You Did in this sector. This one is going to just be Do You Know What You Did Last Sector 2. Yeah, it's fine. And then habitation is still there. I would then increase it from there. And then over on this ship, do the same. There you go. So it even saves the pending changes, which is interesting. And then all I need to do on logistics for it, right? I have the 2 different ships. It's kind of bleeding into it, but it's fine. Is I would go over to fuel. Let's send fuel there. We want to send... I mean, we just need fuel, mostly. Let's just dock to it. Let's see. Do you know what you did last? I'm gonna have you dock to this. I can transfer things a lot faster doing that, including crew potentially. I'm gonna give it its own crew though. And I'm purely doing this just so I can accept all of these transport missions that are in this sector and bring them to the Stargate is the only reason I'm doing this. Can you just go through the Stargate immediately when you're there, or do I have to provide any resources when I get there? I just want to know that before I spend another $12 million and then get locked. I don't want to get locked like that. Okay, so this one, I want to bring some crew in. So we're going to bring in, let's say, 10 crew. 15 crew will be okay here. There's 1,000 civilians in this system. That's insane. All right, and then this ship, I want you to unload. I should have brought a loader over. Yep. I want you to unload fuel is a big one here. I want you to take fuel. Man, it'd be nice to have like multiples. Can I buy multiples? There's no loader in this system, so I'll have to have it sent over to loader. Yeah, no loaders. Oh, right there. Yeah, so I want you to send... Titan should do it. Send your loader over here. Okie dokie. Now we can have this fuel unloaded into there, please. We can transfer more fuel into this new ship. And that will get the systems powered on here in a second, I would hope. Where is the loader for fuel? That's right here. Yep. Are they just choosing not to do it? You know, you have to put it here, right? This is how this works. Oh, this is disconnected. Really? Must be disconnected here too then, yeah? Yeah. Okay. This is already unloading fuel here as well, which is fine. I wanna send it up there, so into this other ship. So as soon as they decide to, you know, load fuel, that's why. That's why. All right, load fuel. There it is. This will turn on the engines. It'll turn on the reactors. There we go. We have power on the new ship. That's what we want to see. Now we take our logistics through here and we say food. Go to here. And let's do water from Titan into here. Not that many. This is fine. And Oxygen into here too. Titan needs to meet up with this. As well. It's a bit of a process making a new ship. It's a bit of a process. Let's go ahead and dock from the other side. And upon doing that, should be good to go on getting these resources down to this thing. Hopefully. You should be lined up. There it goes. Okay. Okay. Now, logistics-wise, Titan should be sending... Let's have you send some food over as well. And some water. And then Titan, how's your water supply? Is rock solid despite unloading constantly. So that's great. We want to do the same thing for the oxygen supply too, I think. Let's get another loader on the oxygen. Oh, there's already one right here. Let's unload the oxygen then. So we can get people to survive in this place. It's a shame we're not sitting in a gas cloud. We will be at the Stargate though. That's convenient. And then we'll have all this stuff running and we'll be able to make our own fuel and that'll be great. Then everything's very stable from that point. As far as the oxygen unloading goes, where am I? Yeah, right here. Yep, load oxygen right there. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So O2's building. We don't need any weapons, I don't think. These ships look like zygotes. Should be able to just go. Okay. So effectively, we made it, is what you're saying. There's no way to fail here. And now it's just about how many people I bring out with me. I think I would love to bring all 1,000 people in this little cluster here to the Stargate, you know? But I want to stop by here and pick up people here too. And then head here. So, yeah. All right, so I just need to verify that this thing is solid to get it out of the way and make another one. This is what I'm gonna make 2 of these things. Just have to transfer all the fuel over and there's water being built up in the tanks now. Nice. Fuel is there, but it's not great. We don't have any deuterium brought over here. That is gonna be a thing that maybe we send. Let's see, logistics. Let's give this ship some drones of its own. We have a lot of food right there ready to go. Surprising I don't have a food storage. That is interesting. Maybe we go to here first. Build up all of our fuel. We can make a ship here too. But then I have to come back here and there's like no guarantees that they'll be ready to go. So, nah. So this has almost 600 cabins. So that's like 1,200. That's 1,200 additional people I can bring by making 2 of these ships. It's not too bad. I think, though, I could make this better. Because we're... Yeah, you know what? Because we are we're done, if you will, on like having to maneuver a lot. What I could do is this. I think you guys can see where I'm going here. And then we'll have to install the thrusters on the outside, but I could fill this in. And then that's even more habitation space. Because we're in a, you know, a shipyard and everything. So I could take the hull and say I want to fill in this, make this hull, you know, and then now it can be habitation space as well. Like that. And now the habitation space here is 670 cabins. Even more capable, you know? That's it. It's not very fast. It's not going to go very many places. But it doesn't need to anymore. So just add a couple of extra thrusters on the sides here. And we'll put some more on this side here, here. And I don't know, put another one over here. And in there. Yeah, that's fine. Weapons. Thrusters. Cables. Good enough. Yeah. And then we'll copy this ship instead of the other one. I'll save this one as the template. And now I'll have even more. So I can export this ship to JWY 2, which will end up being 3. There. Include dock ships. Oh, yeah. No. Not going to do that. Create. There. So now when I create another one, it'll just be this part filled in, 670 crew capacity. We can even do more, honestly. Like I could fill this in. I didn't fill this in before. I'll do it after I create it. It's fine. I may not have the money to do it, so but we can do something like that. Confirm that. There we go. So even more habitation. Now we're up to 717. Let's make this a nice, that's a weird number. Let's make it like a 720 or something. 721. 723. 5? 725. Okay. I know it's not an even number, but we like 5s. Okay. Human beings, we like 5s. I know I like 5s. I like counting in 5s. All right, this looks like it's survivable now. I know we got a lot of blinky going on here, but as long as it has power, which it does, and a fuel supply for that power, which it does, but it's struggling though, isn't it? It is struggling. Logistics-wise, I want to send more fuel. Yeah, we got a lot here. Let's send 20 things of fuel into there, and then we're good to go. And then I need to stop unloading fuel, so I want to actually stop that process now. Because now I need this ship to have fuel too. It can no longer make its own because it's sitting outside the gas cloud too long, so let's not get carried away with it. And then, you know what? I'm actually going to send the sewage and a bunch of the ice and stuff over there as well. So we can send the sewage, which gets processed into wastewater, and then which gets processed and refined and all, yada. So we'll send the sewage over there. Let's go like that. You can have a little bit of compost to help with growing things. And I want to send, yeah, oxygen's already on its way. Where's the other thing? There is no other thing. Okay. Ice. There it is. Let's send... Yeah, there's a lot of ice. We'll send like 130 ice. So they'll be busy doing that. And then I think Titan can probably disconnect at this point. Yeah, we don't need Titan anymore on this. So Titan will detach. Get away from it. And then we can have another ship from the station dock to this instead now. See? Now. And then that can bring in the stuff that we needed there, the drones and stuff to help with logistics that way. But then this ship is ready to go to grab people. We're processing all the sewage. We want to load sewage in there. Yep. Let's have that happening. Wastewater. We don't have any seeds, which I'm not sure. It's like we can buy 2 seeds, so we'll do that. We can also send seeds over with logistics. All that stuff is busy work stuff, you know? It's a lot of busy work stuff to make this ship work. I'd like to see the fusion reactors turn on, but I don't have any deuterium to give it. So once we jump, then we can start making our own deuterium, but until then, can't. And we'd probably want to cancel the power up. Cancel that until the other one's turned on, and then we can turn this one on too. Yeah, all right. So lots of fuel, lots of power. Things look good. Let's go ahead and send some people in here, and then get this ship out of the way. I think I want to detach first. Are we done? I think we're done on the trade too. All right, let's undock. And it's going to rebuild the next ship right on top of this, and it's going to look weird, and I don't like that. So we're going to just move it out of the way. Still capable of moving itself just fine. Kind of has a little bit of a... It's definitely handicapped compared to the other ships, but it's okay. Let's pull it forward, and we should be good to bring people in. So let's get the contracts. Everyone going... We're not going to Sector 13. So that part we're not doing. So what we want to do... These ones are going to 185, which is the next shipyard over. So we could do that, but... I think this ship is going to just have people that want to go to the Stargate. So this is a Stargate 193 civilians. This one's Stargate as well, 200 civilians. This one is 93 civilians. 176 people, and now we don't have any more space. Okay. So all of those civilians are going to get dumped in here. There's enough oxygen. There's enough water. Lots of water. There's enough fuel to power it for a little while. And we're now growing our own food as well. So yeah, waste processing is all hooked up. The sewage will come in. Automated means of making water and oxygen and all that stuff. So we are good to go. Yep. All right. Ah, come on, Flu. Leave me alone. All right. So now I want to make another ship. Yep. So we will fabricate another ship. It'll be this one right here, which only cost me 10.66. Interesting. It's cheaper than last time. Go. Oh, you're going to put it down here, you jerk. I thought you were going to put it right in where the last one was. What would you do that for? What would you do that for? Let's have the... There we go. Now, what are we at for habitation on this one? 230. It is possible to do 230 on this. It's fine. So now we want to send with logistics. Well, this ship is connected, so why don't we go ahead and have logistics drones delivered here so that they're there. And then we want to have logistics send. Let's say crew needs to be on this ship too, right? So from this ship, we'll have... It's only 2 spacesuits, so there'll only be 2 crew for now. And then we can just... I suppose the fastest way to do this is to sell food to the station and then rebuy it on the other side. That's faster, isn't it? I feel like it is. If I was to take Titan, which has a lot of stuff in it, I'm not gonna take. I don't want it. I think I'm gonna just dock it. I'm gonna go back and dock it. Titan, you're gonna go that way too. Go get that. Harry Mitchell, what is going on? How you doing, man? 87 months as a member. Thank you so much, man. How are you? You took the engines out so it's cheaper. Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, the engines, I guess, made the difference. All right, let's turn around. June, what you did last sector. Turn you around too. Everybody turn around and we're gonna dock to this thing. Let's pick you up. There you go. Maybe I'll drop off some of the crew that's in this ship so it can be with the other ship. Where are you going, Juno? Where are you going? You gotta turn yourself around here. There you go. There you go. Back up. Leviathan just casually moving past us. Doesn't seem that big. I don't think it seems worthy of the name Leviathan. I feel like it should... It's not really the greatest name for this thing. Oh? Am I docked at the same time? That was strange. There we go. All right, we can send some stuff through this way instead. Yep, let's get this docked. All right, so now we're docked to that ship instead. And we want to change the name of this one. This one is just going to be 3. Okay. So now we do the same thing. We transfer fuel from what you did. There we go. We transfer the fuel over here. We transfer... I want to transfer oxygen and stuff from Titan, but that's not looking like it's going to happen. All the water, food, resources. Looks like that's about it. Let's say the water ice can also head on over here. That's fine too. I think I'd rather it come from this side though. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just do it like that. And then what else? A couple of crew with some spacesuits. I think so. We'll say 8 crew from Titan. We'll say 4. Let's do 4 from each. Yeah. All right, and then they can go and do all the things. Get the systems powered on. Food coming through, water coming through. Get everything powered on. And then we're ready to do it again. Yep. Ice coming out. So we can go into the melters. Give us some water. Fuel's loading. I think at this point, because the food exists and so does the water, I think at this point I can just bring people in. Well, okay, I need oxygen. The oxygen's important too. Gotta have that. And then Titan can probably send that, except it's not collecting it anymore. No, it is. It should be. Oxygen from Titan should be right in there at least. At least that one bottle. We're getting a little carried away on this, so I'm gonna stop the collection of oxygen there. Although getting more oxygen makers running, I mean, I guess I could have done that. I got lots of water, so. So you need to be able to see my resources on the left. Yeah, so those are going up kind of quick. Oxygen is just dead. Oxygen in storage is dead because it's in the atmosphere now. One crew suffering. I don't have any suits. All right, add more suits then. Yeah, give this place more suits. Sure how that happened. If you're suffocating, get a suit on. They're right there. JWYDLS3. Yeah, one death. He just decided not to breathe. Idiot. I got so many suits on board. Like, that new delivery was not all... Like, all of these are ready. He just had to put one on. Jerk. Yeah, I still don't have it. Come on, oxygen. Let's go. Where's Titan? Why is your oxygen supply? I told it to stop, that's why. Come on now. Send it over there. We're almost done. Is it subscription chat only? No, shouldn't be. It's just slow chat only. That's all it is. All right. Looks okay. Titan should be sending the oxygen down. Oxygen is in storage. Atmosphere is breathable now. And we can, as soon as it's breathable and everybody's like out of their suits, I'm bringing in the civilians. I do want to see the system start running and actually making oxygen though. So maybe a little bit more because I don't have... Got the oxygen maker running right here though. That should be connected, yeah? It is not. That would help. That would help. Same thing with OS2. So yeah, let's get 2 in over here too. That would assist in the creation of oxygen for this population. Yes, 'cause now I have CO2 built up over here in number 2, which is fine, I think. Just make sure that we're not full. CO2 tank is filling. We can unload the CO2, I suppose, from there. And then I might need another scrubber on this ship because we have a lot of people on board this ship. Do I have another scrubber? Let's just get... let's get 2 of them and then I can send another one over to 3. God, it sounds like my Synology. The little plastic, like the hard drive bays are plastic on these Synologies, and it's generally fine. I like the idea of just being able to swap them in with no tools, the plastic clips, it's great, but this sound, when they're spinning at full blast, you hear this. That vibration. I don't like it. I can fix it for like $5. I'm gonna do that. I just haven't done it yet. My last unit, my last server is over there on the floor. I'm not gonna take him off of that, but you take Velcro pads, you know, for the Velcro and the sticky part. You don't use the hooky part, the plastic hooks part. You discard that. You just use the soft part, and then you line your hard drive trays where the hard drives slip in. You line those with the Velcro pad, basically, and that creates a soft barrier, just like a carpeted kind of barrier between the plastic, so that the rumble doesn't pass through and it doesn't make any noise. It's very cheap. It's like $5 on Amazon. You have enough. You start cutting them to size and just put them on your hard drive base. I just haven't done it with this new unit yet. I just got a new unit and I just haven't done it yet. Hello, Waldo. I was wondering where you were. That's a terrible dad joke. It's like, this is like, okay, cool, we get it. You're almost 40. Getting ready for the beginning of the weekend at the start of this evening. And about time the rocket is supposed to launch. Yeah, I'm planning on tuning in about 6 o'clock or so. I've been following, like, you know, what the plan is for it and all the hardware and stuff for it. So I don't need the huge pre-show myself, but why is this filling up with CO2 so fast? Because there's more people on this ship right now than were ever on the original Juno What You Did Last Sector. Yeah, that's probably why. Let's go like this. Add some additional scrubbing. We need to fill... Need additional scrubbing capacity. Need to get rid of that stuff. Get it out. Man, oh man. I might need more. I might need even more. Yeah, that'll line up. Okay. Hopefully that'll do it. But that just means that we need some on 3 as well. So Titan should be able to make these things. And I think it was for a little while. CO2 scrubber. So we'll have them make more. And then also... You don't have any right now, but I'm going to have you make CO2 scrubbers. And then we can transfer them over to this other ship. Assuming that is actually something that they will do. They need motors. There should be motors here, but just in case there isn't, I'm going to go ahead and buy all the motors, all the frames. They should dock to this side, and hopefully we can put them to work at the assembly table to make at least another scrubber right here. Any minute now. There it goes. In there with the frames. Make me a CO2 scrubber, please. And then making additional motors is going to be needed. Making more frames is needed. Do we have a fabricator? I mean, yes, we do. Let's get, like, a bunch of them. Haven't been able to do this because there wasn't enough fabricators, but now there will be. Okay. Pipe. Nope, not pipes. Cables. There we go. All right, you are going to make motors. You are going to make more frames. Okay. We can now have CO2 scrubbers in production, and then logistically, we will move them to... Where is it? CO2 scrubbers. My kingdom for a search bar. Right there. You have 4 you have spares. This one does. Let's have them transferred over. And then we can have you hook up over here too. Yeah. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Why not? What's the harm? Good enough. All right, we have enough people over here. We have enough resources over here. We can survive over here. I say we bring people over. We start doing that. Let's just do that. So I will undock from this side. Let's move ourselves out of the way. Hello, Kazgroth, for 77 months over on Twitch too, man. Wow. Thank you so much. Harry coming in with his sub on both places. It's wild. Thank you, thank you. Actually, this ship is low on food now. Consuming 2,000 per day. Well, that'll do it. Because we haven't jumped. Well, tell you what, let's just do that. Let's jump, yeah? We're sitting here doing all things we shouldn't be doing. So for this one, I think... Yeah, anyone who's going to the Stargate, right, is what we want here. So Stargate, that's 200 civilians. Bring them in. Anyone else going to the Stargate? No. Okay. So Stargate people are what we want. And then all we'll do is bring in... probably can't fit 1,000. That's not happening. Unless it'll let me. It might let me. If it's going to let me do that, though, then it should do it on ships that are more established. So Let's keep this to... It's probably faster to... Sure would be faster to do this another way, I think. You know what? 505. Fine. All right. That's a lot of civilians. There we go. Titan, you're pretty well established, so I'm thinking we can do this with you. Instead, we'll go ahead and stop here on the oxygen, unload, the water unload, and we'll also just bring in all of these civilians. Bring them in. All right, now we can jump. As soon as we have everybody traded, we can jump. No destination. That's going to change now. Oh, I should though, right? Should. Maybe after we drop them off here, we can then go back and get the other ones. Because I should. Or we just jam them all in. Maybe we just jam them all in. Let's get a jump ready. Well, I think we're just going to jam everybody in. We're going to take them with us. Although they want to go to the Stargate. That is the mission. So if we're all going to go to 185 anyway, then we should be taking these guys. Yeah. That's what we should be doing. So Titan, you're going to take some more people. You're going to take 176 civilians here. And that's all you can take. All right, Juno. Juno. You're going to take 185. 185. And that's all you can take. This is 169 civilians. Wrench. You can't take them. Beyblade. You can't either. Can we? Is there anything I can do to maybe get that to where it can? Gosh, you're awful close. You're too close. We're gonna do this. Habitation. I mean, this ship is what, we're 5 away or something like that from being able to do that. So add more habitation along that edge. Now you're at 201 and you can do it. Okay, we are taking a whole lot of people. And we're running out of time to actually take them where we need them to go because we're going to run out of food on one of those ships. So Titan is going to also submit a lot of its food resources off that way so that these guys can have enough food to survive for a little while. Wrench, you can send some that way too. And then, yeah, let's make sure everybody's together. Beyblade too. You get, just come on in here. Everybody's together. Drones, doing your thing. We are just bringing as many people in here as we can. All right. Destination is this shipyard. As soon as the mission collection is over, we hit the button. We have what, 1,000 people plus right now? Well over that. Jump. All right. There it is. Turn in the contracts like that. Hello. All the ships coming in, like this army of docking shuttles. As we look at the trade screen and see that there are another 2,000 civilians here. Aren't there? Just aren't there. Yeah. All right. Stargate and Stargate. We need 100 free cabins there and 200 here. We can do that. We're dropping off a bunch of people right now, so that could work. Kind of want to undock this just because it looks better to have these ships undocked. There we go. All right, crew thirsty. Beyblade. Beyblade is thirsty, and now we're running low on food in 2, which I think is again a logistics thing that we can do. Our drones are moving around, so, but I think we're better off just going. Just go. The food is being transferred from the other ships. That's happening, but I think we're better off just getting it gone. We'll send some water over to Beyblade, but otherwise I think we're ready to rock and roll. All right. Trades. No, it's this. So we want to... Really? I don't have enough room for these guys? How? I need 300 free cabin space. All right, well, you're full. You're not. I can send one of these. I can send it with a wrench. Wrench will get these guys. So I need 200 free cabin space. Do I dare? No. Juno. Juno has it. Yeah. The original Juno. As opposed to all these copycats. All right, there we go. Look at all these drones moving food around between all these ships. It's great. All the teamwork. Now we will go here. Drones, get inside. We are ready to go. Yep. And go. There we are. Turn in the contracts. Boom, boom, boom. And here we are. There's our Stargate right there. And we're inside the gas cloud now, so we don't have to worry about fuel anymore. Because all those machines are going to start running. There we go. With all these jumps, we also have our fusion reactors operational. At least on some of them. This one's not so operational. This one almost is. Could be. A lot of passengers, man. Hi, Humorous Rain. How are you? You missed my booyah earlier. What? Oh, there it is. I see it now. With the kitty. Yeah. All right. All right. You're right. I did. I totally missed it. What happened to my precious Aluna? Yeah, about that. You missed a lot. May or may not have lost the entire ship. Just a long time ago. Replaced it, though, now with 3 of these. Juno, what you did last sector is what we named it. Because the sector before we built this, that's what happened to Juno. All right, so contract-wise, we have all these. There's so many passenger requests here, but these ones are... Yeah, 185 again, 176, 185 again. I mean, I could just keep doing these, but eventually we are going to go through the Stargate. So I will now max out my trade here, and then we'll go. So I think this is a shipyard, right? The original, I haven't done this with the original yet, and I think it's time to just get more space there. Yeah, 652, fine. So we will take 652 of these and put them, well, that's not what we're going to do. No, we're not. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to go with like, looks like 400 or something. Yeah, so like 400 or so on this. That's probably fine right there for now. We'll see what's left, but we'll go ahead and grab those guys and get them into this ship. And then you are ready to take people too. You should be good with food. You have 5,000 food, but you're growing it and we're sending it with the drones and all those things now too. So how much can you hold? About another 300 or so. So let's not fill it to absolute capacity. If we can help it, doesn't look like we can. Let's just take 300 for now. This one here can go about 215. Slightly less. So we'll do that here too. Take 215 in this ship. And then Titan, you have a capacity that is already full. You're just... Yeah, atmosphere is lagging behind here a little bit here too. I mean, it's a bit busy. You know, it's just a little bit busy in here. We may or may not be using 16,000 water per day. Give or take. I don't think there's enough comets to support that many people for that long. All right. And let's see. Last one is we can fit about 200 in wrench as well. So we'll take about 200 in wrench. All right, there we go. And then we're ready to jump. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, turn in contract. I didn't do that yet. Well, I got to do that still too. So some of them are coming off of the ship while others go on. Okay. That's going to be the difference then. We can then fill up with the rest on this ship then. So we can take the rest of the civilians here. Let's just do that. It's very busy. People are coming and going. What are you doing over here? It's an odd place to be. Your ladder's right here. Wandering around my ship. Hey, look, we got all of them, right? We got everybody. I think we just line it up and ready, right? Prepare jump. Yeah, with, let's say, a wrench. Wrench can do it. Prepare jump. This will be the final journey of your fleet. Be prepared for a long journey to the Andromeda Galaxy and save as many as you can. Yeah, that's what we're prepared for. I'm not sure about the, like, can they last? We have an atmosphere problem in wrench right now, which has got me very concerned. Need to unload the CO2. That will probably fix things, but there's definitely something going on there I need to address right now before everybody dies. So why don't we get an air reprocessor and another scrubber. Let's get 2 air reprocessors. And let's just install them wherever we can. Put them here. It's probably fine. The scrubber can be over here somewhere. This will work right there. Actually is exactly where it will work. And we'll get the pipes for the oxygen hooked up so that it's going where it needs to be. The CO2 will then head on over to like that. And then cables, of course, to make sure it's all powered. Yep. That'll help a little bit, but yeah, this is getting a bit dangerous over here. So we'll get that scrubbed, get it reprocessed. Got to push through that. It's 40% now, 39% now. That should take care of it, I think. We'll check back in on that a little bit later to make sure. And then we need to go over to, let's see. So DLS2 has an oxygen problem. Okay. Everybody has an oxygen problem. I mean, there's just too many people here is what it is. Like, there's no way for me to support this many people actually. So we probably just need to go. The moment I can get food stabilized, looks like food is here on JLS3. We have less than a day of food. So probably everybody dies on the way there. None of this is actually going to work. Like, everyone will die on the way over there, and that's just how it's going to be. I don't have the resources to actually have people survive this giant trip. So that will be a bit excruciating. I just have to balance the resources enough for them to survive it. So Titan, we need to give food. I need you to send, let's say, 60 of your food here. A little bit of your food that way. Let's get like another 10 food sent that way. Wrench, you're going to do the same just to help 3 out. On the water side of things, good luck. I think all the water tanks are mostly full. These ones are full. Water tanks here, I think, are sufficient. Yeah, the supplies. It's using 14 per day, so that's not that sufficient, is it? Titan has 2 full water tanks, so we'll unload water from Titan, and we'll have the water get distributed a little bit here. We'll say like 5 each on that side. It's probably not enough, but we just have to be able to push through the food. I think that's the big thing, is like there's just no way for me to sustain this kind of population. I probably should have waited until the very last minute to leave before bringing all the civilians on board. Whoops. That's just going to be the way it is. And it's a very long journey. So, you know, food resources are leaving with my drones, I thought. They don't seem to be leaving with my drones. Is it too far away? That can't be. Maybe I sell them and then rebuy them. That is usually, the better way of doing things, is to sell it all and rebuy it. It's a faster way of doing it. I think Titan's CO2 problem is going to go away now. I think. The only other way I could fix it is to have more CO2 scrubbers. And then, I guess, another air repurifier. Or air reprocessor. You put another one up here. About like that. Get that going. Yeah, because Titan's going to have an atmosphere problem now too. But at least the equipment is on board and it can be fixed while we're in transit. I think 32% on CO2 now. It was 40, so that's all right. But yeah, another scrubber. I need I need more scrubbing. There's just too many people on board. That's the way it is. Oh, the tank. Yeah, the tank is full too. Are we not unloading this anymore? We don't have... Let's sell it. Where is it? Sell. There it is. Sell. The CO2. Sell all of that. And then, yeah, if we don't leave, then we die. We'll probably leave anyway. Or we'll probably die anyway. Because there's just not enough resources to hold this many people. I don't have any more oxygen in storage either here, so this is going to start being very bad right now. Yeah. This is just, this is a little bit brutal. This is a little bit brutal. I ran out of CO2 to process, which is why that started happening, but so we'll have that loaded again, but we're making oxygen there. I don't have a lot of water to survive, so I don't want to be making all the oxygen with it. Can't buy oxygen in this system. Can't buy oxygen, period. So that was the whole point of getting your own system in place. I should have more scrubbers on Titan. I should be making them. Yeah, I got 21 CO2 scrubbers on Titan. So the fact that Titan has this much CO2 is inexcusable. Scrub that shit. Now we're low oxygen. All the new ships that we just built that just don't have all the resources ready for such a journey, all the people in those ships are probably dead. I mean, probably. Because, like, they weren't not built for this. They have all the material, they have all the machinery, but what they lack is the supply to keep it going. They don't have that. And I don't have enough from other ships transferred over to them. You know, like if you look at this, Titan has what, 229 crates of food? That's enough for the whole fleet. That's no problem. That can make the journey. But I have to distribute that food. It's not being distributed very fast. That's the issue. I have to dock to 2 and 3. Let's get 3 to dock to Titan. Where is it? Come over here and dock. If you can. Get over here and dock. You're too slow. Pump up the volume. Let's go. Probably should have moved to Titan instead at this point, because it's so slow. This is at 3 times speed, by the way. Here's my real-time speed. It's a pretty slow process. Come on now. I think as soon as I have the food transferred to this ship, I just go. And then these guys are really struggling with oxygen at the moment, and I can't really do a whole lot with that either. I have 1 of oxygen, and I'm trying to transfer it over, but it's just not happening. I don't know why my drones aren't doing it. My drones aren't moving. Everybody's stationary, even though the supply exists to transfer. So I think I probably just have to go, but doing that is like guaranteed they die. Because there's just not enough resources. What I probably should do is like the best course of action in this case, I think, is to just give back the civilians. Just give them back. All right, take all the civilians back. Go put them back in the shop, okay? Because they're taking too many resources, and I can't accumulate enough to like build up a baseline. So like the best course of action here would be to remove them, but I cannot do that. It doesn't allow me to do... Oh, sell. Here it is. Sell. Sell civilians. Right here. Disembark. Now, if I tell them to do that, 813 civilians, if I tell them to do that, can I get them back? I don't know. Like, will they be in the shop and I can now... I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that, because otherwise they're dead anyway. If they don't get off the ship, they die. So I'm going to tell them to get off the ship, and we're going to see if I can... We're going to see if they can be brought back in. All right. We're going to see if we can make them, you know, not die. We'll get our supply under control. We'll get our supply under control. Our oxygen, because they're all going to die if they stay on board. So we'll do that really quick. And then get everything in order. Build up to where we have like 3 or 4 days worth of food and oxygen and all that stuff on these ships. And then bring them back. Yeah. We can kick a few out. Yeah, we're kicking people out. See? Oxygen's going up. See? Not in 2. It should be going up in 2, but it isn't. CO2 is here. It's because I'm unloading the CO2, right? No, I'm still loading CO2. So we should see this reprocessor happen. Are you not connected? You are. Yeah, you're using the oxygen maker with the water. That's okay. We need that water too, so I don't want to be doing that. But yeah, oxygen's going back up. See? Atmosphere. Going back up. Okay. That's what we need. So now DLS2 has oxygen in storage. Beyblade's still saying it's dehydrated, which is... It really should not be happening. Why is the water not being transferred? Don't know. Because we're not bottling it anymore. Yeah. We're still unloading oxygen here, which is a bad call, so let's stop that. We want to unload. We have been unloading water. At least that's what I've been doing. Yeah. All right. Everybody's transferring food over now. Very good. Now, if I go back to the trade screen, I go to crew, there's all my civilians. So I can bring them back. My God, there were over 2,000 people aboard my ships. That's why. That would be why. So We dump them so nobody dies. Now Beyblade just needs water. And it's just not happening. Don't you have equipment for this? I thought I had a ice melter. Didn't I install an ice melter on this? We were talking about that earlier while we were breaking that comet. What happened to the whole plan of installing an ice melter here? Did that just not happen? It just didn't happen. I don't have an ice melter here either. Ice grinder. Titan has an extra. Send it to Beyblade. Maybe that happens. Maybe it doesn't. My drones don't seem to be doing things. That looked like it worked, though. Ice grinder. So I still have to purify that water, though. So we'll take and go... Yeah, from here. We'll say here's where the ice grinder is. And then we're going to need to purify it. So we'll then go... Purifier. There's the water. So now we go water purifier. This is fine. I don't need a storage tank. It's fine. I just need them to not be dehydrated all the time. Okay. So that'll do it. Everything is powered now. Now, begin. You have ice right here. Begin. What's the deal? Crew, let's go. Ice goes here. Huh? Ice? Hello? You require a small tank or what? Okay, they just won't use it. Is the storage accessible? Yeah, here. You can get it right there. Right there. Very accessible. I mean, plus they also can walk through machines. So they just aren't doing it. See, they'll unload it. They'll unload it. It's definitely accessible. But they're not. There it goes. Finally. Now, we've seen this a couple of times now with these machines. Ever since the updates. We've seen this a couple times now where I have to basically cancel operations in a machine and then reinstate the operation in order for them to interact with it. You know, when I was making frames and stuff earlier, it was the same way. It's like the fabricator needs to be stopped, then select frame, they'll make a frame, then they stop doing it, say stop again, then make a frame, they'll make one, and then they stop again. And this is what's been happening, and I don't know how to stop it. Again, it's not running. It's not doing anything at all. But yet there's lots of ice right here, ready to go. Like, there's plenty of ice that they could be putting in there. They're just not doing it. So I don't know if it's just like existing ships and the new update, and I don't know, but that's happening quite a bit here. And it might be, might be the cause for these new ships we have not being survivable very long. Because if their crew isn't doing what they need to do as crew, then their civilians aren't going to live. Like, the crew is there to provide for everyone, and if they don't do it, then, well, then they die. So yeah, oxygen supply seems fine for now. It just has to survive a super long journey through the Stargate, is it, right? So food, you have 8,000 food on this ship here, 6,000 food here, 7,600 there, 17,000 there, 12,000 here. So we have a good stable supply of stuff now. Our original ships seem to be working okay. I'm going to trade a lot of the stuff that's on the ground. 97 precious metals can be saved. Yeah. Let's sell some seeds. And again, I'm testing this out as like a more efficient means of moving resources, right? Let's say I sell all but 6 seeds, maybe 10 seeds. We sell that. Out of wrench, all these seeds get sold, and then all I'm going to do, because it's more efficient to transfer things than it is to rely on my drones, is as soon as these seeds get off the floor today, there we go. Now I'm going to take and come over here. See, we don't have a lot of seeds, right? So I'm just going to buy them from the store here. Right, so there's a supply of seeds in here now, and it goes up, right? So if I buy 10 seeds with this ship, and then buy 10 seeds with this ship, like that's going to be way more efficient than trying to rely on my drones doing it. My logistics just isn't working that way. Food might be the same way, although we're more balanced now, right? This is where I wanted to be for the long trip. We're more balanced now. But instead of doing that, I can instead just select Titan as the ship. And I can go over here and just say I want to sell food. And so I will sell, you know, let's say that much food. 85 food. Then I come over to 2 and I say, okay, let's buy food. Just gonna type food in here, I guess. And then as we run time, food will come in here, and now I can just buy it. So we buy all of that. We buy more food on this side. Right. And it's a little bit faster because the ships all dock and they all transfer it at the same immediately, instant, whatever. I think that's just better. As long as they're actually transferring it out fast enough for that to work. Doesn't look like it's very fast. Coming out of Titan, I mean, it doesn't look like it's coming out of Titan very fast. But yeah, now we've got a much more even distribution of resources so that when I bring people in, they don't starve right away. I just need the water to do the same thing. We have lots and lots and lots and lots of water over here. Oxygen's almost full again. We can start distributing that too. Let's unload oxygen, unload water. That's what we're doing here. Loads of seeds on this side too. We could sell some of the seeds. We have 51 seeds, so we could sell, not buy. Yeah, buy 20. No, I want to sell. Right. Say that many seeds. So we have so many seeds. Let's just distribute them so we can grow our own food. And then once we're good and stable, which we're very close to being, then we'll bring everyone back in and leave immediately. Bring them in quick, leave immediately. That's where it's got to be. That's the way that we're going to do this. And I still got those blinkies everywhere because there's no ammunition. There's no defense. That's all this is. There's no deuterium either. And in fact, I think deuterium is going to be a problem pretty soon. Well, maybe not. Let's unload deuterium from here. We can send it over to those other couple ships. We actually have a lot of stable isotopes here. So it's not too bad. I don't really need to make any more FTL charges. So I could swap this over to deuterium and then just have the pipes and stuff rerouted. So just do this. Yep. And then just like that, we now have 2 deuterium production here too, so that we can unload and then send deuterium over to the other ships as well. So we can send, let's mark for like 5 of them to go to each one. Let's go 10 each one. We should have enough to do that. Yeah. Want to sell CO2 here too. Don't really need any CO2. Can sell some of that. I think we're good here. We can undock. Yep. Okay. So let's do a check. Almost 10,000 food there. 9,000 food there. 10,000 food here. 10,000 food here. 13,000 food here. So if we check the store, we have 47 food remaining. So let's take 10 into this ship. 10 into this ship. Juno can have 10 as well. Yep. Wrench is fine. Titan, I think, actually needs to have some of its food returned. So we will have the remainder of the food that's here brought back into Titan. Let's say 15. It's fine. Beyblade has enough. No big deal. So everybody's getting a distributed source there. And then the seeds right here, there's 191 seeds in here. So this ship here, let's say we go 40 seeds each. This ship can have 40. This ship can have 40. And this ship can have 40. Yeah. I guess Titan can have 40 of its seeds back, whatever. Sold too many. All right. Everybody should be able to handle this now. I think. We have deuterium on board. So I want to see the reactors come online. What's going on with that? We don't have any loaders for that's why we don't have a loader for this. Okay. Let's get one loader on this ship. One loader on this ship. Where is it? Right here. We can use... Now this one I thought was the deuterium, but that's the stable isotope. So we'll just go in and install a loader for the deuterium there. And we'll install one here. And then they'll start to... they're being brought over from Wrench. Wrench has plenty. Still loads of stable isotopes to go. All right. This is much, 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 much better. This will help its fuel supply stay stable. Lots more power to power all the machines for life support reasons. How come you don't have any deuterium? ELS2. You're supposed to be receiving 10. You're not... Maybe it's only sending it to the other one first. Maybe I gotta wait a little bit longer for Wrench to send it that way. Yeah. I think that may be the case. Have to go now, unfortunately. Great stream, Charlie. Thank you very much. I hope they don't die. I hope they don't die either. See you later, Joe Russell. Crisis averted. Not until they make it safely where they need to go. But yeah, it's pretty close to being averted. All right, so this one has its reactor on at least. That's good. And then as soon as they start receiving deuterium more regularly, which looks like about there, yep, I can go ahead and turn on this one too. There we go. Okay. So these guys are all up and running. Deuterium supply is good. That's just going to help the fuel and stuff last longer and provide more power to all the machines that need to run. I think there's just not enough life support stuff running. I feel like I need more air reprocessors, and like the oxygen stuff is going to be a problem, but we at least have over 10,000 food in every ship now. We have all the resources more properly, more evenly distributed, and that's going to help a lot of people survive. And then Titan has a bunch of water that it needs to distribute too. So I'm going to have it put 5. Let's do 7 in each of these to keep these guys afloat. And then Juno has full tanks, so that doesn't need it. So now we can bring in, you know, we can just bring everybody in and we're good to go. I like it. Let's do it. So for habitation, 650. So this one is going to bring in. We're going to bring in. We're going to do this all at the same time. Let's pause. So that we don't. I want everyone brought in at the same time and then we jump. And hopefully they can all survive. So it'll be, let's say 7. Let's do 700 in this ship. I know there's a little less cabin space, but some people are just going to have to rotate. Take turns sleeping on the floor. You know, 700 in this ship, confirm. All right, this one here has 725. So we'll go ahead and bring in 725 here. Can I do this as like, no, I can't. Okay. I don't want to hit control because then I'll bring in 2000 and I have to click back the other way. So I don't want to do that either. So 5 at a time is what we're going to do. And we'll bring in 700 on this ship too. Okay. DLS3, same thing, about 730 capacity. So we could bring a few more on this one. But the idea being 3,000 civilians are coming with us, okay? 3,000 people are coming with us. Come on. Come on. Just clicking as fast as I can. Can't just hold it either, no. You have to click it. Ugh. All right, 730. All right. Titan, what do you got? 596, so about 600 for you. I will pray for them. Okay. Come on. 630 people. Good enough. 620. Oh, that's too many anyway, so it's fine. Wrench. Got 200 capacity. All right. Not going to be able to bring everyone unless we stuff them in the cargo compartment. You have 117 people left after everyone is full, so I'm gonna have to just stuff them in, man. We'll give them to Titan. It's most stable with resources production, so we'll give them to Titan. All right, that is everybody. Unpause and prepare to hear a whole bunch of thuds. There we go. Everybody's getting loaded. Now with that, we're going to prepare a jump. Everybody's preparing to jump. Way more stable. It says be prepared for a long journey. Save as many as you can. That's what we're doing. With the goal being that I think we can save this many. Wrench, you are going to stop unloading because you can't transfer it anymore. You're not going to trade it anymore. So why don't you just dump it back in? When I see I have 3,000 residents, that's when we go. There are a lot of people still unloading. Yep. Look at them flow. they have to walk all the way to the ladders over here. Boo-hoo. You guys are going to walk a little bit faster right to these ladders. Lots of food ready to go. Lots of seeds ready to grow. Uh-huh. There we go. Lots of people in Titan. We're almost at 3,000. All right. We're over 3,000 people. And all ships have disconnected. Go. Okay, now do they live? Don't know. Because all the resources are ticking by right now. Right? I think they live, but I don't know this. Let's see. 2,000 food per day. That's pretty good. There's 3 days worth of food here. Titan's got 3 days worth of food. Yep. Or water, I mean. And then, of course, we're also still replenishing that with wastewater production and things like that. So each ship should be okay. I'm a little worried about Wrench. Wrench may not. Wrench will be fine. As long as the oxygen holds, Wrench will be fine. While we're jumping, we're also getting isotopes. So deuterium is not going to be a problem for anybody. Yep. Deuterium production continues very easily. Not going to have to worry about running out of any power with fusion reactors. So all of that is fine. Juno has, yep, all that's producing there, no problem. Okay, I think that was definitely necessary. We had to stop, reassess, rebalance, and it looks like everybody's probably going to live. Probably. There's a couple of warnings here on the other two ships, and that just has to do with FTL charges and ammunition, which isn't concerning to me. I don't care. Beyblade. You got like 10 days. You have a month worth of food, so you're fine. Everything's fine there with Beyblade. So yeah, we did it. We got everybody out. 3,000 people. Not 10,000, but like that was never going to happen, you know? The jump is the credit sequence. Yeah. And they have to survive the whole jump, so yeah. And this is at 5 times speed right now. If I could just let this go on a little bit. Lindsay Flay is DRX. Okay. All the DRX ships. Johnny Struggles was in the credits too. That was cool. Thanks to everyone who contributed ship designs. I am not amongst them. No, that's not me. And thank you for playing. Now that one is me. That one's me. I'll play the game. We're 80%. Still 3149. That's the number that we were able to bring with us. And it looks like we're still pretty solid. Oh, yeah. Still 2 days left of water. Almost 3 days left of water. We're still pumping water out. These are full tanks still. Completely full. Lots of food. Yeah, totally stable. These ships... I think we theoretically could have built another ship and took in another one, but we didn't have the money. So. But I could have actually done that. I didn't know your name is for playing. Oh, yeah. Love it. Hi, Dragon Ken. How are you? Pump up the jam. Yeah. Typical introversion, not having any epic music at the end of this. I mean, there was a little bit of music, but then it ended. It's silent now. Like the voids of space in our hearts. Yeah, everybody lives very easily here. Way stable. We probably could even stay at warp, honestly. I mean, eventually we will run out of ice, but I mean, we pretty much could stay at warp for many more days, so totally fine. The ships that had 3 days worth of water ended the jump with 3 days worth of water, so it was very stable with all the ice and everything too. It was very good. After a long and perilous journey, the survivors emerged into a new and uncharted galaxy. Those left behind faced a desperate nomadic life, but those that made the jump faced an even more uncertain future. Humanity's survival remains on a knife edge. Does that mean we're cutthroat for resources in the end? We didn't evolve as a species. Yeah, I think if the goal in the end was to save 10,000 people, I think I probably could do it. But I want to move on to other games at this point. You know, I think I've gotten what Last Starship has to offer without necessarily needing to achievement hunt. For me, that's enough. For others, maybe not so much. I have, by the way, had the winners for the keys. You might recall there was a video on the channel that went out last week. There's a giveaway for the game. The 5 winners have been selected. They were replied to in their YouTube comments section. So if you haven't checked or don't have notifications for comment replies and stuff, might want to go visit, see if your comment was replied to. And then if you did reply back through Discord, I only do things through Discord. I'll never ask anyone to message me in any other platform other than Discord directly from my profile on our server. So if it's not the same exact profile as our server, I have had one instance. There has been one case reported of an account on Discord that tried to look like me, that was trying to do fake spams and stuff, or scams or whatever. That's happened only once in the 10 years I've been doing this. I think it was about a year and a half ago or so. So just make sure it's the same profile. And you can be very certain of that by simply going into the server, clicking my name at the very top of the user list, and messaging that account. That's how you would message me. So do that if I did reply to you on YouTube. And we'll get your key distributed to you by the end of the day. So that's good there. But that's it. As far as what's being streamed next, I still like the idea of keeping Wednesdays. You know, I think Wednesdays are good for me. They work well for me at the moment. So I'm going to keep Wednesdays on the schedule, and we'll start Gas Station Simulator, I think, is the next one I want to do. I think that's the next one. Can I show my display? I want to show my display. Display capture. Oh, I have to choose my display, huh? Is that it? Okay. There. Yeah. So I have, where is it? Gas Station Simulator down here. Yeah. I think I want to go for this one, and it just looks really fun. So this is something that I think we can play for quite a while. There's a lot of stuff there. They're still adding updates and things to like that too. So that's cool. And then eventually, I haven't decided when yet, or I haven't figured out when yet exactly, but let me put this behind my camera. There it is. I haven't figured out exactly when we can do this yet, but Crusader Kings 3 is something that I've been working on in the background. It's a bigger project than I was going to do, and it's probably too big. I probably shouldn't be doing it the way I am doing it. But without giving any spoilers away too much, I'm making this the most story-focused CK3 playthrough I think anyone's ever done. Not just anyone's ever done on YouTube, anyone's ever done, period. Even private play. I would proclaim this to be even more story focused than that. How does that work, Charlie? How could you possibly make such a claim? Put it this way, I've put about 80 hours into this already, and the stuff that I've formulated to do this for the story, it's the work that's been done so far after 80 hours of work doesn't even get you to the start of the actual gameplay campaign. The backstory is actually more of a story. I'm basically writing a book, a novel on this, and it's become like a side project that I've been doing in the background. A laptop in my lap while watching the kids, kind of thing. And it's an actual. I'm writing a novel basically on this, and it's a side project. I haven't really made this a significant thing, but let's just say I have about 40 pages to my book already, and the events of the book do not take you to the start of the actual gameplay yet. I need to get there. I'm going to condense it down. I need to condense it because I'm very wordy. I'm very describing a lot of things. and I'm trying to like visualize it and write things. I've been reading like certain novels and things to kind of, I'm not really much of a reader typically, but I've become one a bit more lately because I want to be better at this. And yeah, I'm intending to have this kind of, again, it's probably just not worth it at all, but I'm kind of intending to release a book / audiobook right alongside the game. And I think it's a really interesting opportunity because this is one of those situations where, and I say this knowing that I'm not an author, but I think as an author, you would want, there's a significant advantage to creating a book or to writing a story that has a lot of the core lore and characters and their backgrounds and their events that they're living through already provided to you, right? That's a huge thing. The part I really have to come up with is really like the first chapter or two. It's turning into two. Because that takes me to the start of the gameplay. And then from there, the book is shaped by the gameplay with an overarching plan for that character. So I already know what I want my character to do. I already know what their story arc is, but the path that they're taking along the way will be dictated based on the events in game. And so the series for this can release alongside the chapters in that book, and they can flow that way. And so you could, for instance, watch the Let's Play, or you could listen to the audiobook, or you could read the novel at the same time. So that's different. So that's something I'm working on with Crusader Kings 3. I think it's a good game to work with this plan on. So I don't know when that will be released. I'm hoping that this ends up being something that I push out eventually within the next 6 months. But I have to record it, and then I have to write it after it's recorded so that it goes along with it. I was tempted to use the new YouTube features that they have where you can select a language. I know some creators have been like gaming the system with view time on their videos by having 2 different audio tracks on their videos, and then having the second audio track is like Klingon or something. And so you could put an entirely different audio source, entirely different audio in that second language. And then so you'd be able to, say, for example, watch the Let's Play with gameplay commentary, or you could switch languages and now you're watching the gameplay and you're listening to the book alongside watching the gameplay. So you would determine what dialogue you want to hear as you go. If you don't care so much about gameplay decisions, you could just listen to the story while it's visualized on screen. That's what I'm hoping for, but it's a very ambitious thing that I don't think I can do because of the timing on how much that's got to be read. So I don't think that will be something I can do, but maybe we'll see. It's going to be that's a big thing. But we'll see. And it's what I want to do. I want you to be able to watch a game and be like, yeah, this is cool. Or why did he do that? And you could just switch audio tracks, and then you can listen to why I did it. Or you can listen to what my thought process was behind making certain decisions or whatever, right? And then you can switch languages and you're right back into the book instead. That's what I'm leaning on. But it's a project that I'm working on it. I've said it here in this stream. For those who come by my live streams, you can hear this now. You can know that this is in development. My laptop being right here. I have about, if you were reading a book, if you were looking at it as like flipping pages in a novel, I have about 40 to 45 pages or so. I'm not sure how a Google Doc translates to like pages in a novel. I'm not sure how that translates because I'm not versed enough in this stuff, but my Google Doc has almost 30 pages. So I'm assuming that's about 40 pages in a novel. I don't know. And then I have to go through and edit it, and I'll probably if it gets to the point where I really think there's something here, if it gets to the point where I think there's really something good here, because it's an all original character. It's an all original story with an alternate history of something that is not necessarily dear to my heart. Not necessarily, but it's like, it takes place in a region that my second half of my family it has ties to. So that might tell you exactly where we're starting in Crusader Kings 3. But it's not custom characters. They have to exist in the game. So the characters will be real characters from history in the game, aside from like the random people we meet, the leaders and stuff, the people who are prominent figures, those will be real people because they're in the game. But most of the events, everything is fiction, of course, but it's kind of an alternate history there. So anyway, yeah, if it's a small paperback, it could be 40 to 60. If you're using default margins for the page, it's usually much bigger on the dock. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, but I will say that it's something I work on nearly every day. I usually will do nearly every day. I spit it out, and I cannot proceed with writing any more of the novel. I'm getting close to the point where I can't proceed anymore with writing the novel until I've played the game. I have specific parts that I know will happen in the game, because we're going to be in those areas. Like, I know certain parts in the future, but I don't know the whole story because I haven't actually played it. So at some point, I need to actually start playing the game here, recording footage for this here, and that's when I can kind of move it around and try to see if the timing can work. I doubt it. I have to be way less descriptive. I have to be way less descriptive. And I can be way less descriptive if the book's intention, if the intended experience is to read I have to make this decision, right? I have to think if this is actually going to be the goal. But if the intended experience is to listen to the book while watching the video, then I don't have to be as descriptive of what people look like and where they are. I don't have to do that as much as a normal author in a novel would do, because you have the visual. It's right there. I don't have to tell you. I don't have to say that she has, a red shirt with gold embroidery or whatever, right? I don't have to describe those things because you can see it right in front of you. So, but I would like this to stand on its own. And so what I might do is write two versions. I'll write the longer version second, like I'll expand upon it once I have the visuals, but I think I'll prioritize my efforts on writing the version that's meant to be consumed alongside the video, and that way I don't have to get as descriptive. And then when I amend it to its own standalone version that doesn't need the videos to work, I can then go in and add that extra detail based on what's on the video. That's probably what I'll do. But it's going to be a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it's going to be good. I like it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble. And thank you for watching The Last Starship. I appreciate all of you. It's been very, very cool. And next week, I think, like I said, I'm going to start Gas Station Simulator. The only other thing I can think of starting is I Know a Guy, because this was actually quite fun. They've made a lot of updates to this since the last video. Since that video I put out, they've actually updated a lot here. It's actually much more balanced now. So, yeah, and there's another update right here. It's just like, it's already updated, so it's cool. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. See ya. Bye-bye.